good evening, and welcome to MJ Live. It's another week, and we have got a great show lined up for you. Our guest is already here, ready to go, and I will introduce you to him in a little bit. But before we get into it, welcome, moments. Whoops, that's right, struggle streaming. Forgot to turn up the other monitor. But here we go, guys. We are live and direct. Welcome to Moments with Diva. Welcome to Sophia Sharif. Good to have you both so far. And anybody else that's joined, just drop us a little message in the chat, and then I'll know you are here, and I can greet you in fine style. But guess what we're going to do? As we always do, we're going to play a little bit of music. I'm going to share my screen, play a little bit of music as we bring, share and get everybody else involved as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share some music with you. All right, let me know if you can hear the music. Let me know if you can hear the music playing, guys. And just make sure that it's not an echo. If you hear an echo, let me know that too. It shouldn't be. Welcome. Moments with Diva has arrived. Welcome to the show. Come on in, guys. Get settled down. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. We are live. Post it in your groups. In your favorite groups. Let me post it in YouTube Elementary. I would appreciate it. We're going to be talking with Geddy radio show today. All right, Simsia. Can you hear the music, guys? Can you hear the music? Gary, how you doing, my friend? Hip Hop Head Reacts TV, welcome. Woo! Yeah? Let me know if you hear the music loud and clear. Call a friend, tell a friend, says Facebook user. Who is our Facebook user? I bet you it's Reggae Ellis. We're gonna get started in just about 2.5 minutes. Stephen Warner, hey, happy birthday, happy belated birthday, Sir Rockwell. How you doing, man? Long time no see, man. Before the billions, come on in, get settled in. Tell a friend, man, tell a friend. We're about to get started, guys. Geddy radio show is in the building. You're welcome. Tell a friend, come on in, get settled down, get your wine, get your drink, get comfortable. Yeah. We are not going to waste any time today. We are not wasting any time at all. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for coming in. All right. So welcome to MJ Live. It's another week. And we're here twice a week now, Tuesdays and Thursday live. And then I will be doing videos and other things on the other days of the week. All right. So I was supposed to have my birthday Saturday night just gone. But as a couple of you know, I wasn't feeling too well over the last few days. I've been under the weather. But I said, no, I can't let this hold me down. So I said, let's get back on get onto the horse, as they say. Let's get back on and get things moving. All right, we can operate still. We don't have to let nothing hold us down. Adrian Nash, Welcome Adrian Nash. Welcome Geddy's in the building. Welcome Black Tropicals Homestead. Moments with Diva. I got a couple of new people here with us. Welcome to the Facebook user Stephen Warner over there on Facebook. Come over to YouTube, Rockwell. So Rockwell, if you can, let me just go ahead and drop the link in. As a matter of fact, if I drop the link in Facebook, that might make it a little bit easier for you to find me. But even if you can't, you should be able to find me by going to Melissa Jane on YouTube. All right, we're going to get into it today. How's everybody feeling? Let me know how you're feeling so far today. Let me know how you're feeling. It's good to see my regulars, Orel Ferguson, Sincere, Adrian Nash, and everybody that's here so far before the billions. We're family here. We're all family. I'm going to bring up my guest, Geddy Radio, and then I'm going to come back and give you some preliminary. So let's go ahead and introduce you to Geddy Radio right about now. Let me just go ahead and get rid of this first of all, so we don't get no echo. Here we go. Geddy Radio, how you doing, my friend?
Hello, Melissa. How you doing? Salute to the chat.
I'm not
Thanks
doing too. Oh, I'm absolutely. Yo, for real. I haven't been 100%, but I'm so happy to have you. I couldn't let you down, my friend. I couldn't let you down.
yes. I would have understood. I know how it is.
I tell you, man, these YouTube streets be working us hard, man, right?
Man, it's a full-time job. I'm just with you. It is a full-time job. You got to be up morning, noon, and night. You got to kind of sneak in some rest. I'm telling you.
I know, get sleep in some rest. That's so. Over the last few days, I've been resting. I've got a lot of rest, so I'm about 95% better. So I'm good. I'm good to go.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Welcome, Debt-Free Dad. Welcome, Moments with Diva, Orel Ferguson, Sincere, and everybody show Geddy Radio some love for us. Show Geddy Radio. He's our special guest today, and we're excited to have him. Look at him all GRS out, man. He don't play, man. He's letting you forget the GRS, right?
Yeah, you gotta stay branded. I got to stay branded. Yes.
That's awesome. So just give us just introduce yourself just real quick for everybody. I just want to just let people know who you are, and then we're going to come back and then we're going to get really into it.
Well, my name is Geddy. This is Geddy Radio Show. I am a YouTube content creator. I actually am new to YouTube. I only been on YouTube since September. I put my first YouTube video up in September 3rd. I found a little bit of success really soon and really fast. I gave myself a year to be monetized, but I actually did it in about 3 months. 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, and I had a few videos that hit big, and I hit the ground running. So I do mostly content about celebrity stuff. I talk about history. I talk about politics. I talk about relationships. I talk about love. I talk about my life experiences. There's no subject that's off limits on Geddy Radio, which is why I called it radio, because in traditional radio, what they did speak about was pretty much everything, from sports to politics to relationships to love, which is why I tried to keep the old school traditional name radio. I am from Durham, North Carolina, born and raised, country boy, still live here. I have 2 children who are adults, and I enjoy working out, eating healthy, eating unhealthy, sports. Boxing is my favorite pastime. I can sit and watch boxing all day long, all day, every day. You can keep every other sport, but when it comes to combat sports, hand-in-hand combat boxing, UFC, mixed martial arts, that's my wheelhouse. I love watching that stuff. And in a nutshell, that's it.
Pretty broad. You do a lot of things, and we're so excited to have you. And for those who may not have been on your channel, we're going to have the pleasure of really kind of digging a little bit deeper into some of the things that you've just mentioned, and of course the main thing you mentioned was health. And we're doing a series right now all about health, wealth, business, and professional development, personal development, professional development. And you are going to be tackling part of the health subject, which at the beginning of the year, everybody's talking about trying to get healthy, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Yep.
So we're gonna get into that a little bit deeper. So
Yes.
I'm gonna drop you down, and we're gonna just do a few more things. But before we do, Sincere says a salute to Bull City. I didn't see. Oh, Bull
Sam
City.
Cynthia, yes. Bull
Oh,
City,
okay.
Durham, North Carolina, yes. Uh,
Ah, and
yeah,
then
that's my city's
also,
moniker, Bull City. Yes.
gotcha. I'm going to be learning some stuff today, and you're big into history as well.
Yes.
Black Tropicals Homestead is here. Bernard S is here. Welcome, Bernard S. Good to have
Oh, Lord.
you. And also, I saw Talk with Tori is here as well. Welcome, Tori. I think I saw Tori on Little Peace Network last night, if I'm not mistaken. Adrian
Mm.
Nash, beautiful ladies here. So, all right, so I'm going to just drop you down for a little bit and then I'll bring you up in just a tad, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right. So, everybody, guys, we're just going to do a few preliminaries before we really get into things with Mr. Geddy Radio. And really and truly, I just want you to know that I thank each and every person who's tuned in right now and who has been rocking with me. I love that terminology. Who has been rocking with me since I've started this channel, or let's say reintroduced the channel in about 3 months ago. Of course, under the leadership of the lead attorney, who is helping many of us with our channels. And I want to thank all of my sponsors so far. Big thank you to Lascious Journey, big Lascious, or Lele as Geddy says. Big shout out to Lascious Journey, or Lacious. Big shout out to sponsor Shayla, the mysterious Shayla. Thank you so much for sponsoring the channel on several occasions. Big shout out to Miss Gail Lockett, the moderator of all moderators. Big thank you to you. And big thank you to Carl Sinclair from SynTech Cooling. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Thank you to the Intentional Millionaire, was a guest recently on the show. Amazing content creator. And big shout out to MSE Network. You heard him on Thursday. We had him on the show on Thursday. MSE Network was running things. Wow, what an amazing show. Big shout out and thank you to award-winning international recording artist Novelty. Big shout out and thank you to Sophia Sharif, who's also in the chat right now, for sponsoring a previous show. And shout out to previous contest winners, What Can I Change and Marlene TV. Incidentally, Marlene TV will be on my channel on Thursday. So we're going to dig deep into her situation. I was on her channel and I was able to share my story, but now the tables are turned. She's going to be on my channel on Thursday. All right, so if anybody wants to rock with me even further, just drop in MJ Nation. And if we have a giveaway, then you can be entered in. Not sure that there's one today, but you can just type in hashtag MJ Nation into the chat. MJ Nation. That's Melissa Jane. MJ, not Michael Jackson. Melissa Jane. All right, guys? So go ahead and drop that in if you wish. Welcome everybody who's here. Kareen is here. Who else did I miss? If I've missed you, do excuse me. I would just like to welcome every single person to the show. All right, now I have those out of the way. And bear with me, I am getting over a little bit of a cold still, which will be gotten rid of very in the next few days. That will be completely gone. I know it. I claim it. All right. Melody Dinkins is here. Welcome, Melody Dinkins. And actually, did I tell you guys that my birthday was last week? My birthday was actually Friday, and I was going to be celebrating it on Saturday night. I was going to have a big party, but because I wasn't feeling so, 100%, I decided to postpone that. We're going to have the big party in a future week when I'm feeling 100%, because I want to be able to dance and have all the energy that you're used to seeing. I got to have all the energy that you're used to seeing. I might even get up and dance for you again, like I did before one time when I was celebrating the 500. So definitely want to, that's right, Black Tropicals Homestead. That's right, speak it into existence. You got to speak what you want, how you feel, right? Debt-free dad, happy belated. Thank you so much. Feel free, yeah, you can drop me some happy birthdays. That's fine. Thank you so much Thanksgiving is there. Black Tropicals, happy belated birthday. All right. So we don't have too many things to go through today, but I want to do show lead you to Lashes Journey's channel, and I'm gonna grab the link later on, but I want to drop in Lashes Journey's channel because she was doing some great content today. It was all about how to improve your channel with using an extra tool called TubeBuddy. She had a guest on her show talking about how to use TubeBuddy to really optimize your channel. So since I don't have a tech tip today, I'm going to lead you to Lashes Journey. And if you watch that video, you're going to get quite a few tech tips on um, using TubeBuddy. So again, here is her channel name, Lashes Journey. Lashes Journey. You just do a search for Lashes Journey, and if you're not already subscribed, you'll find some really good content, not only about that, but also about real estate and other things too. All right, guys, let's get back into the show. And let's welcome back our guest for today. Welcome back, Geddy Radio.
Yes.
How are you doing today? How's your week been so far?
It's been great. We had a little bit of snow here this week. So as anybody knows that I'm an entrepreneur, but I also still work my regular job. So in my regular job, my regular 9 to 5, when it rains or anything, we have inclement weather here. I have to work, right? So if it snows, I'm out there in the snow, right? So I'm not tucked away in the house by the fireplace. So we had a slight snowstorm that came through here. And we here in the South, we can't handle any kind of inclement weather. If we're talking about snow here in the South of North Carolina, everything shut down before it even hits the ground. So people are in panic. Grocery stores are packed. All the milk and eggs and butter is gone. I don't know why they buying up perishables, but that's what we do down here. We get all the canned goods you want, but if you mess around, you go to the milk section before a snowstorm is gone. So my week's been great. I had some great lives, still meeting great people, still in the YouTube streets, and I was looking forward to this conversation right here. Yes.
Awesome. But again, I'm really, really happy to have you with me for today. Let's see what is Adrian says. I had a spicy flu bomb today with a extra kick of what's that?
Astragalus.
Not familiar with that.
I call it COVID. I call it the COVID repellent blend.
Right. I got to get myself something like that too. As a matter of fact, I have been taking those type of lemon and ginger and garlic and honey. I've been taking that, so I think that's probably what you're referring to there, the COVID repellent. All right. So again, Geddy Radio, you are a content creator. Can you just first actually tell us a little bit about your journey as a YouTuber? Because we're all in the same boat here. We're all fairly new, and a big part of the shows that I do, we talk about the person, yourself, but we also talk about their channel. Give you a chance to, for those who may not know you, to learn about your channel a little bit more.
Okay, yeah. So my journey started actually 2020 before the pandemic, but I didn't create the channel, right? So right before the pandemic, right around this time in 2020, I had the bright idea to create a YouTube channel, right? But that old thing called procrastination set in, and I didn't do it, right? So here it is, January, and then around March, everything shut down, right? Which was the perfect time to create a YouTube channel. People blew up during the pandemic, and I sat on my hands and I did not do it. So here it is, 2021 rolls around, and I say, man, hindsight's 2020, right? So you look back and like, man, if I had started this channel then, I didn't. So I sat on my hands again. So around August, right, I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So around September, I put my first YouTube video up, which is September 3rd was my first video 4 or 5 months ago. And I said I was going to focus on celebrity stuff and offer things about how I felt. So I do a lot of standalone videos. I don't do a lot of lives. I actually just started doing lives. But like I said before, I focus on sports, entertainment, celebrity gossip, money things, money talk, We talk about finance. We talk about mental health. I give cautionary tales for the youth, in my crime section that I focus on. Um, so that kind of flourished. And actually, I had some videos that hit big. And because I gave myself a year, I said, by September 2022, I'm going to have 1,000 subscribers and I'm going to be monetized. So I gave myself a year, but it actually happened in a couple of months. Month one, around the time October came around, I had like 400 or 500 subscribers. I'm like, oh man, this thing is growing. So then a month later, I had 1,000, and then before that, before I even had 1,000 subscribers, I was well over 4,000 watch hours, right? Because I had a few videos that just hit big. It was like two or three videos in a row that I put up, and they actually caught and they got a lot of numbers, right? And people started subscribing, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is about to happen, right? So this is it. I was like, oh, I'm about to be the man. That's what I was thinking. Oh, this is it right here. This is it. So I had never been on anybody's panel or anything. Had never been in the YouTube streets. So I got monetized. But once I got monetized, I think I hit 1,200 or 1,100 subscribers. I got monetized, and it plateaued, right? Which is where I am still there now. Actually, I'm still in a plateau. I got a slow uptick where I had a meteoric rise. It shot straight through the roof immediately, right out the gate. I was like, oh, I'm about to be 5,000 in a minute. If I got 1,000 this fast, it's going to, but it slowed down. And I'm right now where I am now is have to practice the patience game, right? No instant gratification. I have to remind myself of that because I saw success so early that I kind of got spoiled a little bit. And then when it slowed down, I was like, I'm started questioning my content. What am I doing wrong? Should I keep doing it like this? Did I say something wrong? Am I editing my videos wrong or whatever the case may be? So I got some great advice. Somebody said, you're not going to really strive and go to certain levels that you want to go to until you start getting into the YouTube streets, meeting other content creators, supporting other content creators, because my intention, naturally, I'm an introvert, right? So my intention was to just cut videos and upload them and stay off in my little corner and let people find me. But so I made a decision around, I think it was November, December, to start getting out into the streets and meeting people and jumping on panels. And this is how I met all of you great people. Yeah. So pretty much that's my journey in a nutshell. So right here, the phase that I'm in now is exactly where I am, collaborating, meeting people. And I've met some great people, and I've actually become part of a great community.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to ask one question though. You said that you're sort of at a plateau right now. Do you think that did you think that you're doing anything different, or is just one of those things? It simply was just a plateau. When you look back at what you're doing as far as how you cut your videos, or you just started to go live recently, was anything different?
I can't really put a finger on it. I do know that I did hit some hot topics. Okay, so I did learn. One thing that I did learn from that is that if there's a hot topic, you need to go ahead and strike while the iron's hot. So around September, this is when everything was going on with R. Kelly. So I did a couple of R. Kelly videos. He was getting convicted and he was going through trial. And so that one of those videos hit really big. And then there was some other celebrity stuff that hit big. And I tried to follow that same formula, but I plateaued. So I don't really think it's anything, because actually those videos were September, October. I was actually a newbie and I didn't know how to orate on the microphone. It's still awkward to me to this day, right? So I think, but with time, I've gotten better. So I'm thinking that my oration on the microphone, whether I'm doing an uncut a video where I'm uploading it, where I'm not on camera and I'm just cutting my vocals down and I'm putting picture slides on the video, I think I'm a lot better now than I was when I was a newbie. So in my mind, I'm like, maybe it was a fluke, and I don't want to question. I don't want to look at myself like that. But no, I don't. I'm not doing anything different. I think I got a little more sharper, and maybe I need to dumb it down a little bit.
Well, you never know. I mean, if that's what worked for you, then maybe you should continue to do not to change everything completely, but to continue to do some of that's what's working, because obviously. R. Kelly was a massively big topic, and things like, whatever is the hot topic, you can always do your spin and I think
Mm-hmm.
people liked you for that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, they did.
people do like you for this new, I guess, this new phase of your journey as being on panels, talking, just being so personable, and just knowing so much about a lot of different things. I think people love that about you as well.
Yeah, and I was really hesitant to because I'm really into history. I'm into politics. I'm into conspiracy theories. I got my tinfoil hat at times and things like that. But I was hesitant on to put a lot of that and to show that side of me on YouTube because I was like, don't nobody want to hear this, right? You know. So, but I also made a decision to just get up here and just be who I am.
Hmm.
And and sometimes you can give the people what they want, but if I'm not true to myself because a lot of stuff I don't care about, but there's a lot that I do. I may
Hmm.
care more about politics, history than I do about relationships, right? So I can talk about politics, history, maybe conspiracy theories all day long, but I may not be able to I may not be interested to sit and talk about relationships and love all day long. I can talk about it, but
Mm.
I didn't want my content to be 100% focused on just that. I rather our community to be multifaceted and that we can monkey branch from different subjects to different subjects, right? I
Hmm.
think we're not all monoliths. I would say that.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Debt free dad says YouTube stats early on rise and fall like the stock market.
Yeah. I learned that the hard way.
But at least you had definitely some early success.
Yeah.
That must have been exciting, and especially just like the lead attorney will say,
Mm.
he last year this time he only had a thousand or less than a thousand subscribers. Look at him now. 1 year later, 136,000.
Yeah. He's going to be at 200 before probably
I
March,
know,
April.
right? That's
Yeah.
just absolutely crazy.
Phenomenal.
Professor Black Ops, welcome security for the people. Good to have you here
Shout out
with
to you,
us.
brother.
Big shout out to Gail at night. Gail at night, thank you so much for tuning
Shout out
in
to
and for
Dale.
just subscribing. And she's just a beautiful person. It's Gail at
Yeah.
night,
I'm
and that
feeling
big
family care.
smile when I saw her doing her live on Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night when I was laying in bed, she looked so beautiful with that big
Mhm.
smile. So big shout out to Gail at night.
Yeah,
Malika's
for sure.
here. Welcome, Malika. We're about to get into it with Geddy. Just getting people a chance to come in and settle down. All right, I want to hear it, says Malika.
He wants to hear what? What you want to hear?
What do you want to hear, Malika? I think
Yeah.
she's just here for it, man. She's here for it. All right, hey guys, Melissa, Geddy Radio Show. Gotta go now.
Yes.
Not a
Yes.
problem. I think she's been
Woman
up all
Eva,
all
shout out
night,
to you. He's in South Africa. It's probably three
right?
o'clock in the morning out there. So
Not a problem.
get some rest,
Oh,
sister. Thank you.
yes.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a bit of an echo. Is that me or is that you? Where's that
Yeah,
echo coming from?
I got
Let
mine
me
turned
check.
off.
Make sure I got everything turned off. Um, all right. So typically at the beginning, at the beginning of the year, people start thinking about health and want to get back into shape if they've fallen off the wagon. I too myself, I'm one of those. Last year in January, I did this whole thing where for the first 3 months I was super focused, got down to my ideal weight, and then by Q2 started to fall off. By Q3 it went out the window, and then by Q4, halfway Q4, I'm like, all right, I got to get back on. But that's the worst time to try to get back into any type of health and But listen, and then it all rolls around to January again, all right? So that's the topic we're gonna talk on today, and we can sort of dibble and dabble into other
Yeah,
things as well.
yeah.
But for those who don't know, for the first quarter, I'm tackling health, wealth, professional development, personal development, and business, and anything to do around those things. Getty Radio, why did you choose this topic?
Because health is very important to me. But I also struggle with health. I'm not going to be the guy that come on a panel and talk about health as if I got it all figured it out, and I do the right thing every day with my diet. And I go to the gym every time it's time for me to go to the gym, or I hit leg day on every leg day, or I do my 30 minutes of cardio every morning or every evening. No, and we all struggle with this. It's a human thing, right? But we have to figure out a balance. So why I chose this is because it's very important to me. I care about my health, and I got a lot of things in my family hereditarily that I could inherit if I let myself fall back, right? And we all deal with that, considering that we're black folks. We got high blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, the silent killers, and outside of what we get hereditarily, a lot of times we do this stuff to ourselves chronically by how we decide to eat, right? Without pulling ourselves back and saying it's tradition to eat this way. So I picked this subject because I'm on my health kick right now, actually. Since I started my YouTube channel, um, which is I started in September. My first video I put up September 3rd. Actually, I've lost about 35 pounds since I started
Oh,
YouTube, right? So I
awesome.
figured this would be a good subject for me because I'm in my health kick right now, and I'm going through the up and downs and the trials and tribulations of trying to decide between vegetables and cheeseburgers, right?
Well, the temptation's real,
Yes, the temptation is real. Yes.
man. Well, let's get into it. You said that there might be some hereditary health reasons. Can you go
Yes.
into any elaborate a little bit on that?
And here's the thing, right? Traditionally, in a lot of black families, African American families, medically, we don't really keep up with a lot of that stuff. We're not going to the doctors
Mm,
every year because traditionally, black folks, when it comes down to the medical industry, we just don't trust doctors because of back in the day, a lot of experiments and things were ran on black folks, and a
right.
lot of black folks went through a lot of things in the medical industries. A lot of your medical industries were started by black folk being experimented on. Your first gynecologists who were evil experimented on black women without anesthesiology, right? They would just experiment on these women without
Hmm.
medication. So, and there's always a notion in elder black people, right? Especially here in the South where I'm from, that if
Mm,
you go in the hospital, you're not going to walk out, right? So a lot of elders in my family and in a lot of families here in the South, they would not go to the doctor because they thought that if I, the hospital wasn't a safe place for them because historically in the family, you go into the hospital, you can be experimented on, or they would not care for you, or they would try some new thing on you that
mm,
you don't even know about, and you end up you got chest pain or you got a head cold. Next thing you know, you're not coming home, right? So in a lot of cases, we don't trust the medical industry. So I wanted to put it out there that in this day and time in modern medicine, we can actually trust it a little more these days, right? So you go into a hospital, there's black doctors out there you can trust. You may not walk out of there, and you need to go see the doctor. You really do. You got that stomach pain and you're worried about. I remember my ex-wife, actually, her father passed away from a hernia because he did not trust the doctors. He sat there and did not go to the hospital, and something as simple as a hernia killed him because he did not trust
wow.
medically. He did not trust doctors. He was always taught, because he grew up in that era where if you grow you go to the hospital. Black folks, you're not coming out of there. Period.
Mm.
In every neighborhood, in every black neighborhood, everybody got that hospital where they say, "Don't go to this one." You ain't coming out of there. Go to regional up there, up north a little
Right.
bit. So
All
yeah,
right. So you talked about the historical element of black folk not wanting to go to the medical professions. So are we talking about people of your parents' age and your grandparents' age, or are we still talking about people who are, I would say, 50, 50 and younger? Or are we only talking about what sort of age group? Let me just ask it like that. What sort of age group are we talking about when you say people are not trusting of the medical profession?
I think it's a learned behavior, right? So if as a child, if you were a kid, your mother never took you to a yearly physical. your mother or father. Your parents never took you to a yearly physical. You never got you never been to the dentist the entire time of your childhood. When your primaries fell out, your primary teeth fell out. They would back in the day they would tie a string to your tooth, tied to a doorknob, and slam the door. And snatch the tooth out your mouth.
That's extractions.
That's how mine were taken out. My primaries, right? And slammed the door. You never went to the dentist. You never got your spine checked to see if you had scoliosis and things like that. So if you never did that as a child, so just imagine now you're a millennial, you're 30 years old in 2022. Are you going to do that with your children? Because you didn't go to the hospital. You deem yourself to be healthy. You don't have a lot of health issues. Are you going to change the tradition of not going to get checkups, not going to get blood work done, not going to get a what they call it, a genealogy test done to see what is hereditary in your blood that maybe you can take some steps to avoid a real impact on that later on when it comes in life, right? So I think that still now today, I know young people today, even on the 9 to 5 hour work, we got great health insurance. Guys don't go get a physical every year. Guys don't
Serious?
go get their blood work done. Guys don't go get their teeth fixed.
Man,
You got
let
guys
me ask you,
today that
let
do
me ask you a
teeth fixed
question.
all the time. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
In the chat here, chats, drop in the chat if you are a person that does their regular annual physicals, medical checks. Drop me a one if you are somebody that does your annual physical checks. Um, and obviously drop me a number 0 if you're a little nervous still. Continue, Geddy.
Yeah, so I think that a lot of those traditions are carried on because even when I was a child, I never went to the doctor. I never went to the dentist. I was blessed with a great set of teeth. Unfortunately for me, I had good genetics, and I never needed braces. Right, so people would look at me when I was a young man and say, "Man, your teeth are pretty straight. Like, did you have braces?" I said, "No, I never been to the dentist. I
You're
never went to
fortunate.
the dentist until the first time I ever went to the dentist. I was forced to go." Because when I was a kid, I had an accident, right? I was very athletic as a kid.
Hmm.
So I had an accident where I crashed into I had a crash with my mouth, with my oral cavity, right? So
Oh,
and that injury stayed there for 20 plus years. And
oh,
every now and then I would inflame inside of my gums in my front
uh-huh,
tooth because my
uh-huh,
front tooth here was damaged. As you can see,
oh,
it's kind of dark.
uh-huh,
That injury stayed there for 20
right.
plus years. And it didn't bother me until I was about 25, 26, 27 years old. And but every year since then, it would inflame. I would get
Hmm.
a buildup of inflammation, but it would always
Hmm.
go away. No pain, no nothing. Until one day, I just couldn't.
Couldn't take it.
It hurt so bad. I said, I got to
Yeah.
go to. And then
Hmm.
they was like, you need a root canal. So they had
Oh.
this. I had a root canal on this tooth, and they drained
Hmm.
all the fluid out, and they
Hmm.
fixed it. And even with that, in my mind, teenager in my 20s, every so often this would inflame, and I never thought go get this checked out
Mm.
until it was the pain was
Hmm.
unbearable.
Hmm.
It was just
Yeah.
I got to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It, you know,
But
so
you wouldn't have gone if it hadn't have pained you so much. You would have just let continue. And after you went that first time, did you
mhm.
start going to the dentist on a regular basis, or are you still like, what is your relationship now with the medical profession?
Yes, I get physical, I get my blood work done every year, and I get cleaning and my teeth check and all that stuff every 6 months.
Hmm.
Yes. So I do it
Wow.
now because
Hmm.
I don't want to go through that because that taught me a lesson that and a lot of times people don't know oral health, if if you don't take care of your oral, that can actually affect your
Your
body,
heart.
your health, the rest of your body. A lot of people don't
Yep.
understand it's very important. You got to take care of this here. So that taught me a valuable lesson. So how however uncomfortable it is to go to the dentist, I'm going.
Right. Right. So
Yeah.
before the billion says I need to, this is in response to how many people are going to seeing their medical professionals every year. So before the billions, this is your reminder. It's the beginning of the year. Most people
Yeah.
will have their healthcare all sorted out now for the beginning of the year. I'm
Mhm.
sure you're one of them before the billions. And if not, there's always Obamacare, right? So, um, but I definitely want to encourage everybody to take their own health seriously. If you don't do it, and if most people out here are parents now, so your parents are not going to be on you like how it was when you were much younger. Let's see what debt-free daddy saying. I know people with benefits who still don't want to go. Every time
Yep.
some sugar get in that tooth with
Yep.
that hole in it, and my boy in pain. I laugh,
Yep.
bro. Bugging. Um,
And it'll cost you dearly if you stand back because medical work is
oh,
dental work is very
yeah,
expensive. So you
yeah.
may have a cavity, you can get that filled for $50, $60.
Hmm,
But if
hmm.
you allow the cavity to eat down through to your root, now you need to have the tooth either
Root
rebuilt
canal,
or you got to get it taken out, right?
and
Root
then a
canal, or
and then a cap,
you got to get a reconstruction on your tooth.
right?
That's a couple of $1,000s. And if you
Hmm.
got more than one,
Mm.
and then some people
So
get it.
true.
Yeah, I know a guy. He let his teeth get so bad that it's so expensive to fix it. He said he just gonna let it go, and if they ever have to take them all out, he'll just take them all out. Too
Yeah.
expensive to fix. He had insurance for
Wow. Wow.
15,
And he
20
had
years. Just never
insurance.
went to the dentist. Yeah.
So we have some guys in here that saying they need to, or Dr. Tory, he says, yep, number one, he's definitely handling his business. And especially if you're married or if you have a girlfriend, your wife or your girlfriend is are generally going to be on you to take care of your health more than you are. I know that there's more men, it seems, that don't take care of their health as much. Do you want to talk on that any at all? The difference between men taking care of their health as compared to women. Of course, you're not a woman, but do you know?
Yeah.
Can you talk on that a little bit?
Um, I I think if you're with a woman and she cares about you, she's gonna really care about your health, right? Genuinely, if a woman really cares about you, in her heart of hearts, she's gonna care about your medical condition, right? So,
Hmm.
if you got medication, she's gonna make sure you take it. Um, Now, I don't know as far as working out and getting in the gym. I don't know how many women would encourage a man to go get himself up, get him a six pack. Because in every relationship experience I ever had, they didn't want me to have. They wanted me to get fat. They fattened me up. I like my teddy bear. That's what they say. You my little teddy bear. I said, no, you just trying to fatten me up so that nobody. You,
Somebody else but you.
yeah, you trying to look like you single, and you want me to look like I'm in a relationship. That's what you want. So, but if a woman cares about you, yes, and uh, no, it just I just think that it depends on the upbringing. Some people go and get their, you know, their female organs checked every year. Some don't.
Mm,
Some go get their blood work done every year. Some don't. I think it just depends on the upbringing, right? And
that's
is it
it.
available to you, right?
True.
But if you're not taught the importance of maintenance, because that's all that is, right? Our bodies are
Yeah,
machines, just like our cars. They need to be maintained. They need to be maintenance. You got to go see the mechanic, bro. Go see the mechanic. Go get your stuff checked out. You might have a cataract. You don't know. You know.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true,
So.
and especially when you say if it's available to you. Some people don't have health insurance, or some people don't have the wherewithal to get it checked out. But if you do,
Mhm.
why not? Like before the billions, I'm going to put him on the spot here because since he said it, he said I'm just lazy and I need to do it. I usually only go to the dentist. All right, so you know what you got to do before the billions. Don't sit on it. This is going to be the year where you got to take care of all
Yeah.
of those different things. I usually like to take care of mine at the beginning of the year. So I'll get my blood work done. I get
Yeah.
my women's things, all of those things at the beginning of the year, and then let the rest of the year just kind of just chill. But
Yeah.
let's see what
He's
else in
still
this
young,
chats.
so he might have a little time. He's still a young man.
That's true.
So
That's true.
yeah.
Um, Gail at Night says, me either, Geddy. I didn't go to the doctor until I was grown on my own insurance. We only went to the dentist after it was too late and we were getting extractions.
Getting them things taken out because they were so far gone. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Eating sweet candy, and I mean, I just
Um,
think that yeah,
mhm.
we got to take care of ourselves. Health is very important, and it's boring too. You know, if you're healthy, you're eating healthy. Of course, you're not enjoy the Snickers bars and the candy, and the you know and the cheeseburgers, the cheese steaks. You can enjoy that stuff, but in moderation,
In
right? Same thing with
moderation.
the oral, right? You can eat candy, but you can't eat it all day, every day, unless you're gonna carry
That's
your
true.
toothbrush,
Yeah.
floss, and every time you eat it. And who wants to do that, right?
Right. You can't enjoy it then.
You can enjoy it.
uh, all right. We're gonna get into some more the importance of why health is important and diet. And we're gonna talk about diet in a little bit. So, Gail at Night again. Thank you so much for pushing all of those information out. Malika says, growing up, we did not go to the dentist, even though my dad had great insurance. Did not go until college, until I had tremendous pain. I love going to the dentist now. Go twice a year. I don't, even though I go, I don't love going to the dentist, but listen, I'll go.
No, I
Good
love it.
point there, Malika. You know what? Growing up in England, we didn't, and this is probably a real running joke, actually, a stereotype that English people did not go to the dentist.
Yes, that is a
And they
stereotype.
had, and that English people have really, really bad teeth.
Yep,
It's
it is.
probably very, very true. But ever since, I think I was probably, I don't know, I might have been in my early 20s, and I probably had a really bad toothache and had to go. I said, I'm always going to take my oral health seriously.
Mhm.
Sometimes I fall off. Some years are better than others.
Yeah.
But one thing I did when I was in the UK, when I first came to America, was I got braces because I used to have these two teeth there. They used to be out there. They used to stick out like Bugs Bunny, and I really wanted. I always used to love a really good smile, you know.
Right.
So that's one thing that I first did when I first came to America is I had to get those braces and get those teeth straightened, man. I'm like, yeah, but yeah. Anyway, let's see what else we got
Yeah.
here. Um,
I love to see grown folks with braces. You know, you in your 30s, you in 20s. I love it. Like, yeah, you trying to get them
I love
choppers
it too.
together.
I love it too. The facts, uh, that is fact. Take care of your teeth. Like you saying, your oral health has a lot to do with your other parts of your health, and I know it has a lot to do with your heart health as well. You know, I don't know if you heard that
I
your
mean,
heart health.
all of those bacteria build up in those that inflammation, and your body
Mm,
trying to fight it off. Those that's
hmm
bacteria. When you get that swelling in your jaw, that's actually bacteria. Your body don't need that, and if that stuff just so
mm,
happens to seep into your system, it's toxic and it's deadly to you, right?
wow.
So yeah, we want to
I
go.
need to get a great uh, primary care physician, says Malika. Sometimes I get
Yeah,
this
get
little
a
feedback
primary care
actually.
physician, especially somebody you trust. But you just want to go get, like I said, you want to pop the hood up and check the oil. It's like a car. If you don't take care of your car, what's your car gonna do? It's gonna leave you stranded on the
Right?
highway
When you need it
while
the
it's raining.
most.
It's gonna crash down. It's gonna crash at the most inopportune time. It's gonna be a thunderstorm out there, and your car gonna break down, and then you're gonna be stuck
Mm.
in the rain. Same thing with your body. Same
Tina
thing with
says, so true. I need to go to the dentist in a bad way. Violet Morgan,
your
hey
bad
Rose
way.
Morgan, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. People go to the dentist, then go to the primary doctor. Now she is a oral technician, an oral. What is it again? You do, Rose? I know that you do the cleanings. There's a
She's a dental
particular
hygienist.
dental hygienist, I believe that's
Yeah.
what she is. So it's not funny that you're tuned into them. So happy to have you here. People go to the dentist. I think she's saying
People
more
would
than.
rather go to the dentist than go to the primary doctor.
I don't know about that. I'd rather go to the primary doctor than the dentist.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Sir Hale Speaks. Welcome, welcome,
Sir
welcome,
Hell,
welcome.
shout out to
Sir
you,
Hale.
brother. Good brother there.
hmm
Good brother.
hmm Subscribe to Geddy Radio Show. If you're not already subscribed to Geddy, it's got a lot of great information and entertainment and just knowledge. He did some shows on history before. I'm like, okay, he really knows his stuff. He really knows his stuff. Welcome, welcome. Oh, she stole my thunder. Is in here. I think I meant to shout her out. Okay, she's a periodontal disease is correlated to heart disease. That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. She knows what she's talking about. Bernard S. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Um, Getty is talking facts as Sir Hale
You
speaks.
sir. Yeah.
Just going to go through a few more of these before we get into it further. So this is going to be a great session, guys, as we've just started out to be. Jill's Chocolate Boutiques, welcome to you as well. I think I shouted you out. Let us see. Let us see. She stole my thunder. Yes, I remember being okay with going to the dentist as it was covered by Medicare for quite some time.
A lot of people don't know this.
Is
You
it
could have
really?
got your whole teeth fixed with Medicare years ago.
Oh,
Your
before.
whole mouth could have got done, but with Medicare years ago for free.
I didn't
Actually,
know that. I
yes.
didn't know that. I didn't even own a toothbrush growing up. So I'm like Getty, fortunate to still have some half decent bad teeth in my head. And
Hey, hey, let me
and
just say
Gal at
this.
Night has a beautiful smile as well, just
He
like you, Getty.
does. Beautiful smile. And let me say this. I still have every tooth in my mouth. I still got my wisdom teeth and everything. I have
Wow.
not lost any of them. And I got a dentist appointment coming up next month. I think on the 12th. I might get those taken out, but I'm thinking about getting them. They're not bothering me, but I got all my teeth.
You're doing good. You're doing good, bruh. When I had my braces put on, so
Mm-hmm.
because I had overcrowding,
Mm-hmm.
I had to take four teeth out. One from here, two from the side, and two from the bottom here. Four out.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty interesting. Um,
All of them.
when that pain hits, you will run to the dentist and find the money. For real, for real, for real. I had to have an extraction at one time, and that was not pretty. Jackie Durham, welcome to the chats, my dear. We
Jackie
are talking
Durham.
about health. We're talking about health right now. We're talking about the dental health.
Yeah.
Um, so definitely something to put on your schedule for right away is to get your all of your checks, starting with your dental. You can start there. You can start
They,
anywhere, but
they
just as
grill
long as you
together.
get them all done.
They grill
Um,
together.
all right, all right. So let's go into um, more on health because we're talking about health today. Have we covered enough why health is important? Should we move on to diet and working out?
I mean, yeah, we can tie that into why it's important too, but we can continue on why it's important if you want. That'd be great. But it's up to you. You set them up. I'll knock them down.
I'll set them up. All right, let's go into diet um, versus working out. Now, you said that you sort of started your health kick back in September time.
Yeah.
Talk about diet and working out.
Okay. So I love to eat, right? So and I'm very honest about that. I'm from the South. I love soul food. I love city food. I love any food. It just matter. So I love to eat, but one thing that I did understand once I started studying health and understanding that health is very important by seeing people who are my age, around 10 years ago or whatever, these guys are already like diabetic. These guys are falling out from heart disease. These guys are dying from things that are diet related that I knew personally. And I said, I don't want that for myself. So even though I love to eat, so what I do is we were just talking about this on my live last night. I do is I take a portion of the year and I do whatever I want. Now, this is not, I'm not giving anybody advice. I don't advise anybody to do this, right?
Mhm,
But
mhm.
it works for me. So what I do is for a portion of the year, I eat whatever I want. right? I have my fast food. I have my cake. I have my cookies. I have my favorite food. Think my favorite thing to eat is a Philly cheesesteak. If you put a Philly cheesesteak in front of me now,
You're gonna tear that up.
get this live. I'm about to have all kinds of stuff all over my mouth right now. You put that, you sit that thing in front of me, Jesus Christ, man! It is nothing greater ever created as far as anything that you can consume than a Philly
When
cheesesteak.
was the last time you had
Oh
one?
my God, I love Philly cheesesteak. Sorry, so, but I know
When
I
when
can't go around. Go
when
ahead.
was the last one? When was the last time you had one?
It's been a minute. Because like I said, I'm on my health kick, right? So here's what let me just delve into it a little more. So what I do is I eat whatever I want for a certain portion of the year, right? So but then there's a portion of the year where I say I got to peel all of that back. I gotta eat lean meats. I gotta eat all of the colorful vegetables, green peppers, yellow peppers, red peppers, cucumbers, lettuce, mushrooms, all of those things with the micronutrients that I need, and I need to peel
Mm.
back on all of that, the fatty, unhealthy stuff. So in the mix of the year, yes, I'm having a blast. I'm gaining weight. I'm getting fat. I can't wear XL, right? Everything's tight, right? But I'm having a blast. I'm enjoying life. I just think that dieting and cutting down and trying to be healthy. If you want to make it a full time thing, that's fine. If you decide to live that way, but I can tell you from my experience and the way I look at life, it's miserable because all of these things were put on earth for us to enjoy. Cake and things. We gotta enjoy that stuff, man. You can, life ain't life if you can't really explore the full potential of your taste buds. And sometimes vegetables don't do that for you, right? But you have to understand if you want to survive, you want to live a little longer, you want to be a little healthier, you got to take some time out to get healthy, right?
Mm.
So how the way I live is I eat whatever I want, but then when I'm like, you know what? It's just a feeling I get. Time to slow down. Time to peel back. Right? It's time to start running again.
Mm.
Time to start lifting again. It's time to peel back. Time to put the bread down. Time to put the sugar down. Time to put the sweets down. It's time to stop eating 3 meals a day. You got to drop down to 1 meal a day, and you got to focus that on vegetables and lean meats and things like that. And that's what I do, and that has worked for me for the past decade. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's how I live my life. I love to because I love to eat. So
Right, right. So
7 months after go ahead.
you say that like for a period of time. Is it ever like a pre-designated period of time, or is it just when you start to feel like, you know what, it's time to go over to the healthy kick portion? Is it like months? Is it like, you know, could you talk about
Mhm.
that a little bit? How much time do you allow yourself to do whatever?
So it's kind of like I kind of do. If you remember that movie Hurricane with Denzel Washington, right? So he was talking about when he was in the penitentiary and he was
Oh
in
yeah.
the hole, and he said he lives the opposite of what everybody else does. When
Mhm.
you sleep, I'm awake. When you
Mm.
awake, I'm asleep, right? So when you deem you should be dieting, I'm not, right? So
Okay.
when you're trying to get yourself ready for the summer, the typical person, they try to get ready for the summer in April, May, June. It's too late. It's already hot. Sun's out, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
During that time, around September, August, in the summer, I'm kind of eating good at that point, right? So
Okay.
I prepare for the summer and the winter. So when you should be hibernating and taking in as much calories like the squirrels and the bears, you store your stuff up, you eat good for the winter, you get fat. I
Hmm.
don't do that. I diet in the winter. So when the winter hits, I'm dieting, I'm running, I'm working out. So I'm trying to get myself ready for when it gets hot. I don't have to put the work in no more. I done did what I
Hmm.
have to do. Now I can enjoy my summer. I can have my, my Tai, right? I can
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
I could have my Philly cheesesteak in the summer,
Hmm.
enjoying the nice sun out. It's because I don't put the work in, right? So
Right.
I kind of do the opposite of what people try to do, right? So
Got you.
that's what- that's
Got
what
you.
that's how I do it.
And you mentioned some things that you eat when you're dieting. Can you just go over some of those things again? What you typically eat when you're on that health kick?
So when I'm on my health kick, I it depends on what I'm after, right? But typically, to simplify it, I kind
Hmm.
of eat more vegetables.
Hmm.
So anything with color,
Mm.
right? No potatoes, no sweet, no starches,
Hmm.
right? Complex carbohydrates. Your vegetables, your and lean meats. That's what I eat. So anything with color. Like I love like I said, green pepper, red, yellow,
Hmm.
orange, cucumber, onions, all colors of onions.
Hmm.
Um, anything that I can throw on a salad, right? So and then lettuce, and then also collard greens and spinach and things like that. So I kind of get all of those things that I should be getting when I'm not eating good, right? So I kind of overindulge in all of those and get all of those in my system. So
Right.
I'm getting the fiber, I'm getting the vitamins, I'm getting the minerals, I'm getting everything, and then I'm cutting down on the carbohydrates because I'm not eating bread, I'm not eating sugar. So even if I don't exercise, I'm going to lose weight because my calorie intake is low at that point without
Yeah.
exercise because I've
Right.
cut major thing, a macro out of my diet, right? Which is the bread and the sugars.
Hmm.
Soda, you stop eating stuff like that alone, you're gonna lose weight.
It's
Right?
automatic. It's just automatic. Yeah. Yeah. I do the
Yeah,
same thing myself. Look at girl saying, "I feel attacked. I just ate cheesecake."
yeah,
So
that's my favorite too.
that's
Oh,
one of mine. My
yeah.
favorite dessert. My favorite dessert is ice cream. And just the other day, because I'm actually on my health kick right now, and so it's just pure salads and lots of greens every day, lots of
Mhm.
juice in. I do, but I was just literally thinking, oh, I could do with some ice cream. But what I love more is when you mix two things that you really really love. So, let's, for example, I mix ice cream with with fresh fruit. That's not the bad part. But then
Yeah,
mixing that with something else that I really really enjoy. And this is what I feel like um,
like
addicts will be like when they're just like jonesing and they're having whatever they want, right? So I'm eating my ice cream with my fruit
mhm,
in the bathtub
mhm,
because I like one thing that I love is taking a bath. So it's
mhm.
like all of these nice things together, ice cream and the nice
Yeah,
relaxing in the bath. That's like heaven to me.
yeah,
um,
yes.
but
And they throw
sometimes you.
caramel on that apple pie a la mode, right?
Oh yeah, that's good too. So I should stop eating thinking about all these cakes and stuff like that because I'm gonna be like
Carrot
gonna
cake's
want to
my favorite.
get some. That's nice too.
Carrot cake's my favorite cake. Key lime pie is my favorite pie. Actually,
Mm. Malika says, I bet it was good too, the cheesecake.
that is,
Let's see. She's talking about thunder. Do you think your purse wallet feels too heavy? Why not? Oh, this is
you shot my
she's very
your
creative like this. She's very creative. Thank you, Sister My Thunder. I love when you do stuff like that. Yes, definitely check out the Cash App if you feel like it. Jackie. All right. So, Malika says yes to the salads. I love salads. I don't normally love salads when I'm thinking about having to cut back, but it's only once I've gotten into started to have salads again is when I start to really enjoy them again. But
and
sometimes,
that's what I do because it's simple, right? I'd
mm,
rather eat, and when I'm on my health kick, I eat the same thing every day because I
yeah,
don't
me
feel like
too.
I need variety. Because
Hmm.
when you start seeking out variety and you're dieting, that's where you
Mm,
mess up, right?
yeah,
Because you can't sit here and say I want a salad today, then I want some zucchini and squash on the side this day. I want a steak with this. You're gonna mess up, right?
keep it
So you
simple.
gotta kind of when you're dieting, it's a very boring way of eating,
Hmm.
right? You're eating the same thing every day, but at least you know what you're taking in.
Yeah, that's right. Malika, so good, so good. I meant treat yourself in moderation, it'll probably
Yeah.
be another month before I do it again. That's right. Moderation is everything. Because even though
No.
when I'm on my real serious health kick, which is right now, um, you could still treat yourself like once a week or once every 2 weeks or once every month, as long as you're not going overboard,
Yeah.
and you know what your limitations are.
And I'll say
You know what your
this:
li- Mhm.
I don't eat carbohydrates when I'm on my health kick during the week. So for
Mm.
5 days straight, I don't eat any bread, sugar. But on the weekends, I do enjoy myself.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
have a sandwich. I'm gonna
Mm.
get up. If I have some breakfast, if I get up and make breakfast, I'm gonna have some toast. I'm
Mhm.
gonna put some strawberry preserves on that toast.
Mhm.
But I have the calories to make up because I've reduced my calories so much
Mm.
that this 1 or 2 days, it's not gonna hurt me. It's the 80-20 rule, right?
Right.
I
Perfect.
see that. So I don't want to get
That's
into
okay. That's all
it.
right.
Yeah.
Um. So yes, before she does it again, she's gonna be. I usually get green and purple cabbage for my lettuce with carrots.
Carrots.
Yeah. So definitely feel free
Love
to
them
just
purple
drop your
onions. Yeah.
your ideas and what you like to eat. I think I hear an echo. I was hearing it from
Yeah.
time to time as well. I don't know why it is
My
there, but
end.
it's gone. It's gone. It could have been
Um,
on her end. I want ice cream. I make a thick smoothie, the consistency of ice cream. I'm gonna just think about it tonight. I'm not gonna have it. I'm just gonna think about it. Melissa Jane, salute to you. Welcome, Peter Investor M. Good to have you here. Um,
salute.
all right. So talk
Oh,
about then. We talked about
Peter
the,
Invest.
the the diet, the diet a little bit. Cutting back,
Mhm.
eating vegetables
Yeah.
and so forth. Let's talk about working out. What
Okay.
what do you like when you're in your health kick and as it relates to working out?
So, I've been into weightlifting, bodybuilding since I was a kid, actually. So, I've always been into it. Um, I tell people this, right? What works for me may not work for you, right? I love being in the gym, right? I love working out. That's just me. But you don't have to work out, get on a treadmill and run to lose weight. It's calories in versus calories out. If you just reduce the amount of food that you eat, now it may take a long time, but you will lose weight, right? For me, I like being in the gym. So working out is essential to me. I may have a phase where I lift weights,
Hmm.
no cardio. I may have a phase where I do cardio, no weights. It depends on what goal I may have a phase where I do a mixture of both. But if I'm trying to lose weight, like since September, I haven't been lifting no weights. I've been doing only cardio. I've been running.
Hmm.
I have an
Hmm.
elliptical. I have a spare room in here in my house that I turned into a workout room. So it's equipment and stuff in there. I have an elliptical machine in there. I get up in the morning and I jump on that machine and I run.
Hmm.
At night, sometimes I do 2 a days. It depends on how good I feel. Hey, if I come home in the evening, you know what? I ain't got nothing going on. I'm not cutting a video tonight. I'm not with Melissa Jane right now. You know what? I'm finna go ahead and do another 30 minutes, right? I'm gonna run and I'm gonna sweat and I'm
Right.
gonna keep my heart rate at a certain um
Wow.
beats per minute, right? So
Hmm.
it just depends because a lot of us we think that we look at working out like I have to go into the gym and I have to just lift weights. No, working out
Hmm.
can just be you being active. Go for a walk. That's a workout. Speed walk, power
Oh
walk.
yeah.
That's a
Hmm.
get active. Matter of fact, get out in your yard and do some yard work. That's a workout, right?
Right.
But,
Right.
but consider the calories that you're burning versus the calories that you're taking in. So if you go do a workout, so let's just say you go for a walk around your neighborhood. You go, you walk a few blocks. You do your whole block 3 or 4 times. You're tired. You're sweating. Now, if you go home and you fry up some fish and some slaw, you go get some fish and chips. Then you just defeated the purpose of the whole workout. You might as well have not done it, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
you,
Hmm.
you're working against yourself. So I would tell people if you want to lose weight, you want to get yourself together. If you do work out, then couple that with some healthy eating. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes
Yeah.
healthy eating means you gotta leave the bread alone because that's what's hurting you, right? The bread is what's making us fat. If you think about it's those fast digesting carbohydrates, it's those high glycemic cost of carbohydrates that every restaurant has today. A lot of times this bread ain't really real bread. It's
Mm,
overly processed, right? And then as
mm,
soon as you eat it, it spikes your insulin and your in the glycogen and it immediately goes into your liver and your muscle stores and your glycogen, right? So I hope maybe I should get into that. What I'm talking about, how that stuff spills over into fat, right? So what
yeah,
happens is,
definitely.
so what happens is,
Oh,
carbohydrates.
before you do,
They are,
sorry.
hmm?
Big shout out
Go ahead.
to Needs Watches. Needs
Needs what?
Watches. Big shout out to you in the house, man, with the
Not to you,
coolest
brother.
voice out there. Sorry, continue there, Getty.
Um, so what happens is, carbs are our enemy, which is why we love to eat them because our body develops a dependency for them. So if you ever find yourself you can't stop eating potato chips, bread, sugar, it's because your brain is conditioned. You know, those
Mm,
endorphins that pop up in your head when you eat sweets, the same thing that happens like when you do, narcotics and things like that. That happens with food too. A lot of people don't know that, but a lot of times that's why food is so addictive to people because you get those endorphins that pop up in your brain and that chemical release when you eat it, right? So
mm,
what happens is when you eat bread, which is why eating bread and cutting sugars is essential to fat loss, right? Every bodybuilder, any major bodybuilder, power lifter in the industry that does it well, they know the importance of leaving them carbohydrates alone when you're trying to cut weight, right? So what happens is you got this thing called glycogen, right? So what carbs give you is glycogen. Your liver houses glycogen, and your muscles houses glycogen, right? So every time you eat some carbs, right, it's like filling up this cup, right? So you in the morning you eat some carbs, you get some toast, some breakfast, you get some oatmeal, filled up your carbs. You're here for the day, right? And then for lunch, you get some fries and a burger, and that's a lot of carbs. And along that, you had a soda. So now you're here for the day, right? So then for
mm.
dinner, and then you're snacking throughout the day. You got some nabs, you got some Nicot, you got the lemon cookies, you got whatever you eat, snacking on throughout the day, which is all bread. Now you're here for the day, right? Now
Mm.
you filled up your glycogen stores with all the carbs and bread you've been eating, right? So then you go home for dinner. You make you some baked macaroni. You might have some fried fish, and then so now you eat that, your glycogen store. Now you're already full. So where does the rest of that glycogen go that you keep eating? Those carbs. Where do you think that spills over to? Right? It spills over into fat, right? Because your body got to do something with it because it can't store it no more in your muscles. It can't store it no more in your liver. Now, but you keep eating carbohydrates. You keep intaking carbs. You keep intaking them. And that stuff automatically your body's gonna say, well, what we gonna do with this?
Mm.
Especially if you don't lift weights and work out. Hey, you know what? Throw it over here to the fat side. Throw it to the fat stores. And that's why carbohydrates are the enemy to anyone who wants to lose weight, right? So you
The
got to watch your
enemy.
glycogen stores, and there's ways to calculate how much carbohydrates you need a day to be optimal to gain, lose, or maintain your weight. Yes.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. Now, I don't know if you can answer this one at all, but it seems as if a lot of women, not say most, a lot of women have issues with a particular part of their body where the fat always goes. Do you know anything about that at all?
Yeah. Typically, men, we carry most of our fat cells in our midsection, which is why
Yeah,
when you see a fat guy, his midsection is the biggest part about him, right? And
yeah,
then the
yeah.
rest of it is, his arms might be small, but the first thing that goes is here. A lot of women carry their fat cells in their arms, right?
Oh,
Right here.
I would have said that. I would have said the stomach too.
Yeah, but mostly it's in the arms. It's here because you ever see
Okay.
I don't want to disparage anybody, but the dangly arm. That's where
Uh-huh,
most
uh-huh,
of a woman's fat cells are stored. Of course, in the stomach too, but for men, it's in our belly area, and for
uh-huh.
women, it's in the arm area, and it's also the belly area as well. but it's more pronounced in the arm area when you see a person, especially you get to a certain age, you start to see that in the arm area. Yes.
So,
So when you eating those carbs and your glycogen stores are filled, your body is sending them directly to where you have the most fat cells. Yeah.
okay. And so if we were trying to get rid of the fat from those areas, is there any particular technique that we can use?
Yeah, stop eating and run.
Simple as that. I love it.
Stop eating and run.
Love
There's
it.
no, because a lot of people got this. I hear a lot of people say this a lot, right? They say, I went and got the ab master, right? I
Mhm.
went and got this. I saw this infomercial about this machine, and they say if you work your arms, it's gonna cut your arms down. Those are scams, people. There
Mhm.
is no way that you can lose. You can spot lose weight. Like if I say I got fat on my shoulder, I'm gonna work this
Mm.
part of my shoulder, and then all of a sudden my shoulder gonna get slim, and then no, doesn't work like you have to lose fat entirely, which is
Mm.
why when you see people lose weight, their face gets slim, their neck
Mhm.
gets smaller
Mhm. Mhm.
because you're losing it everywhere.
Everywhere.
And usually the last place to go is where you store the most fat cells, your midsection. And for a female, if you let it go too far, it's going to be your arm, the under part of your arm. Yes. So you
Well,
can't
that's
not
interesting.
lose weight. You gotta you
Yeah.
gotta you gotta stop eating, run, and make the
Yeah.
sacrifice. Deal
Yeah.
with them
You're so
hunger pains.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so right. Big shout out to Wealth Engineering. He's in the building. Salute, salute. Yes, the belly fat. He agrees with that. Um,
Sakase.
Malika, she says, "Hey, Luscious. Luscious is here as well. Luscious, the family's coming through, guys. Marva Riley, registered nurse, RN, author of Share Recipe Book. Last year around this time she was actually my first guest on for 2020, and she also is a really big into the whole health. And this year around, she's actually created a new recipe book now. So we'll have to probably get back and talk to us more about health as well. Um, Needs Watches is in the building. How you doing, Needs Watches, with your fine voice? I hope you're doing well. Is really is gonna do well. It's already over 100 subs already. Now it might seem like nothing much to you, but in a month's time, a month or two, you're doing pretty well, man. You're doing pretty well.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
let's see who else
Shout out
is
to these
here.
watches.
Yeah, you know Needs Watches, right? You're familiar with Needs Watches, right, Geddy?
Yes, absolutely. I
Yes,
ran
you
into
are.
them on the Patreon. No, on the
That's
Discord.
on the Discord, right? Yeah. Okay. On the grind, man. On the grind. LOL.
Yeah.
Tina Azell is in the building as well. Welcome, Tina. And whether you are correct, those arms are big. I think
Yeah,
yeah,
her
we
she
all
talking
got
about
we all got our areas that mean more to us, because I don't really worry too much about the art, but I wish that my belly would stay flat all year round. But I know exactly what
mhm.
I got to do to combat that.
Yeah.
Eat some lean meat and vegetables. If you eat
Yep.
meat, that's right. If you eat meat.
Mhm.
All right. So we talked about diet. We talked about working out. What did you say about working out? What is the simple thing? Did you just basically say to run?
Well,
I
you
said,
just want to get active, and it depends on, it just depends on how you're eating, because you can optimize a diet to when they got
mm-hmm,
this thing in the workout world, right? It's called recompositioning, right? So you
mm,
recomposition your body. So what that means is you can optimize your workout, your diet, and everything to where you can lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. But it's a
mm,
very tricky way to do it, right? So let's just say you're a heavy set person and you want to recomp. It depends on uh your body fat percentage, right? You might, anybody that will really give you real advice would tell you, okay, lifting weights does help speed up your metabolism. So if you combine cardio with lifting weights, you will lose weight because your body, because all you're doing is when your body's trying to feed the muscle and things like that, it's burning calories while you're resting. So when you're doing resistance training, it actually helps you lose weight, right? But you don't want to live to the point where you're getting bigger because if you got weight on you, if you build a muscle under all of that fat, it's going to make you look bigger. You understand? Does that make sense? So you
Yep.
want to kind of get some of the fat off you first before you start to try to recomp your body, right? So it just depends on what you want, where you are in your diet place, where what's your body fat percentage count, how much fat you got on you, if if you're borderline obese or extremely obese, yes, just do cardio and cut down. And but if you got a few pounds on you, you might be 10-15% body fat, or as a matter of fact, 20%, 30%, 25, 30% body fat. Yes, you might can recomp, right? You might can just lift weights, cut your stuff down, strategically introduce carbs into your diet, which is around your workout, right? So they can be used for energy and for muscle gain. And yes, you can recomp and get all of that stuff build up and then cut at the same time, right? So as you're losing weight, right? As you're slimming down, people can say you're looking bigger, but you're actually smaller, right? So
Mm, mm. Um, you talked about. Are you hearing an echo?
no,
Okay.
I'm fine.
Do you need to have a trainer in order to do what you're describing there, recumping? Do you need to have a trainer to do that, or can you just do that by working out by yourself and running and whatever?
I would say trainers can be expensive. I would say you need a motivator, right?
Hmm.
So find someone like-minded like you who wants to lose weight, who's taking it serious, and
Hmm.
y'all go on a journey together. Because I can be honest with you, doing it by yourself, yes, it's a daunting task, especially if you go to a gym where 70-80% of the people in there is in shape, and you're walking in there, you're like, of course it's going to mess with you, it's going to mess with you psychologically. It's going to, you're going to have self-esteem issues. You're going to feel like, what, these guys are already there, and
Mm,
so you need a motivator, right? You need
hmm.
someone that's like, we're going to do this together. We're going to go to
Hmm.
the gym together, or we're going to go to the park together, or whatever, and we're going to do this 3-4 times a week. You need
Hmm.
a motivator. If you're extremely confident, then you don't need a motivator. Go to the
Mm,
gym and get inspiration from the people who look better than you, and then
hmm.
go to them and ask them for tips and pointers. You'll be surprised, man. You be in the gym, a lot of these guys that you're intimidated by, they'll take you under their wing simply because
Hmm.
you go to them, ask them questions, you build a rapport with these guys. You know, they're not going to judge you. They're going to,
Hmm.
because they're going to want to motivate you and they're going to push you, right? So if you're confident enough to be around people whose bodies are better than yours,
Hmm.
then go to the gym, and endear yourself with people who are about it, and
Hmm.
then trust me, some of the most friendly people in the world. I've had a lot of great friendships that for years I've met those guys in the gym. Right, they're great people. Just like here in the YouTube space, we get to seeing people who got a lot of likability. They got a lot of fans and things like that. You'll be surprised. They're actually good people. They're regular people. Same
Hmm.
thing in the gym. Yeah, the guy looks great. The female looks great. Body's great. They're on top of their game, but they're actually good people, and you'll be surprised at the journey that they come from. They may have looked like you 5 years ago,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
they see you, they want to motivate you. So it just depends on your confidence level. Can you be in that environment?
Mm.
If not, get a
Wonderful.
motivator, someone who probably on the same level as you, and y'all push each other. But the likelihood of success there is very slim.
Mm. And
Very
you
slim.
can get a lot of resources from online. I mean, there's a lot of people that have channels as well who are doing daily workouts or, excuse me, or where you can get resources that can help you. And especially in your city, you can find a lot of places in your city that have either free or very inexpensive gyms or exercise classes. I utilize what's free and available to me in my city for sure.
and you're motivated to do it, right? So the same thing with, like, if you're gonna go the online route, you gotta have a
Hmm.
partner because you're not gonna sit there by yourself. You gotta have somebody to push you. You gotta have
Yeah,
somebody to say, "Hey, we're gonna do this today. Come on." Because if
yeah,
it's just you
yeah.
in the
It's
comfort of your home, right,
it's a
and
lot
your
less
TV's
likely
right around
to
the corner,
happen. Yeah.
right? Your TV's right around the corner, the couch is right around the corner. Who's gonna say you're gonna do 40 or 45-minute workout laying
Right,
up?
right.
So, and trust me, I deal with this. Like, I've been into working out for years, and I struggle with being
Mm,
consistent. You understand? I
mm.
still do today. Yeah.
Big shout out to Trash Can Waves in the building. Nice to have you with us.
And
Bernard says that's why I work out by myself, but it took some time. It took some time and discipline. I think you're saying
get
to
there, yeah.
do this at home. You're right. It's like when you get into the zone, when you get into the swing, then it's not as bad. But sometimes just getting started is sometimes the hardest part. You
Hmm.
in our conversation here, I want you to talk a little bit about your struggle with food. Did we already talk about that? I mean, we talked a little bit about food, but did we talk about the struggle with
I
it?
think we talked about it in depth. I kind of,
Yeah, talk about your
surface
struggle.
with it
Why do you feel that you struggle with food?
because I love to eat, right? So
Hmm.
I just don't think that I've ever, how can I say this? I've ever gotten over the fact that I grew up in poverty, right? So as a kid, I didn't have access to all the great foods of the world, right? So I didn't have full course meals. I didn't have the meat, the vegetables, and all that on the side. I didn't wake up in the morning to breakfast. I didn't come home to lunch. I didn't come home to dinner when I was a kid. It was a struggle. So once I got to the point where I can afford some food, I'm like, man, I'm just gonna have a ball, right? Well, I
Right.
think in a sense, it might be my inner childhood still, but I love to eat. Like, there's no better joy in the world, but I know what it'll do to me.
Mm,
You understand what I'm saying? So
mhm,
I do struggle with, like, for instance, if I'm on my diet, like I'm on my health kick right now. Let's just say I take a trip. I end up in Florida. Oh, I'm going to the Haitian restaurant.
mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
going to go get some. I'm going to go get some Jamaican food. My
Right.
diet's off. Period. I'm going to go get some
Mhm.
oxtail. I'm going to get.
Mhm.
Let's say, you
Oh,
know what? I'm gonna get back to it when I get back to North Carolina.
right, right, right. By the way, talking about oxtail, did you ever get that recipe? Did you ever cook your
I
oxtail?
I didn't.
Okay,
I
all right.
didn't. But I
I
still
remember.
have access to it. I still have an opportunity to get it. I just didn't take the opportunity.
Oh, okay.
I
I
still
just I
got the
just remember
same
you talked
oxtails
about that before.
they're still in my deep freezer. I still got them there.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, so when I was a kid, I couldn't afford food. A lot of people, you know, the, my story is I wouldn't say it's unique, but I didn't have the luxury of food as a kid. I used to eat
Mm,
out trash cans and things like that. I was
man.
yeah. So I remember there, it was times there was no food around, right? So I had
Mm,
to learn to steal to survive. I'm talking about I'm in
wow.
elementary school age. So I had to learn how to go to the store and steal an ice cream sandwich and go steal a bag of chips and whatever the case may be, just to stop the hunger pain from going around. So once I got
Wow.
to the point, it was the same thing with clothing and shoes, right? So once I got to that point, I would where I could afford it for myself, I would overindulge in it. And I
Mhm.
would just, if it's there, it's there. I'm going to eat it because, there's an old saying, I don't turn nothing down but my collar. So, how people say, when you're just trying to be nice, you may have a sandwich, you may have something, have some. You don't want the person to have some, right? You just being polite, right? You're just trying to put some etiquette. I'm the person, have some. Sure will. Give Don't offer me nothing because I don't turn nothing down with my collar. I'm saying.
Oh, that's funny. But no, it's so sad though to know that they're kids grew up with
Yeah,
in such hard times that they had to get food from a garbage. That must have been a really,
Yeah,
really bad time for you, man. I mean,
absolutely.
what was
Yeah,
your
yeah.
what
Yes.
was conditions like growing up? Was it just you by yourself? Was it yeah, brothers and sisters? What was it like?
Well, I'm the baby. I got two older sisters. I had two older sisters, and it was my mother. No men around, no fathers around, nothing like that. It was
Mm,
just, and unfortunately, I was born in 1977. A lot of people don't know that, but I'm 44 years old. I'll be 45 this year. So I was born in the ghetto. So,
mm,
and a lot of those conditions, my family got caught up into that, and I bared the brunt of it. The aftermath was laid upon me. So that meant poverty, no food, no shoes, no clothes. So I had to learn how to survive as a kid on my own at a very early age. Right. So yeah. Uh yeah, it was tough, but it was normal. So I didn't know
mm,
that was I didn't know that was wrong until I got a little older.
mhm,
It was just
mhm,
normal for me, right? Because everybody was going through that in my neighborhood, you know.
mm. So when you because you grew up like that, as far as whenever you did have food, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna eat everything inside, or I'm gonna buy whatever I want because of
Yeah.
the poorer conditions.
Hmm.
Um, has that had any negative uh, connotations with you now? Like, for example, the fact that you have access to whatever food you want now, so
Hmm.
you could eat whatever you want at any time.
Hmm.
Did that at some point make you put on more weight than you should?
Yeah,
Mm,
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Because and I for a while I had this scarcity thing, right?
mm,
Like I don't know when the next time I'm gonna get this, so I'm just gonna eat this like it's no tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I
Even though
understand.
I got access to it and whenever I want. It was
Hmm.
just that I'm gonna overindulge. I'm full. I'm not even hungry
Hmm.
anymore. I'm
Mm,
gonna finish this.
mm,
I ain't
mm,
wasting it. I ain't gonna hang on. I ain't even gonna save it for later. I'm gonna eat
mm.
all of it. I'm full. I'm full as a tick. I'm gonna
Wow.
keep eating. I'm gonna keep going.
So this is the difference between someone like yourself and somebody who is morbidly obese. Somebody who's
Hmm.
morbidly obese, and this is what you actually mentioned in your notes:
Hmm.
discipline, discipline, and results. Talk about discipline now, because obviously, you because of that scarcity mindset, you could potentially be 600 pounds right now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah,
So
a lot of
how
obesity runs in my family, even though we were extremely poor. But a lot of my family, I tell my children this. I say, especially my daughter, I'm like, listen, you know, uh, we got those genes to where you can end up, extremely large. So I guess you got to be careful with what you eat. She's like 18, 19. I say, listen, you got to be careful with how much you eat, what you eat, because that stuff runs in our family, even though we
mm,
come from extreme poverty. But a lot of that obesity, it runs in my family and it runs in me, which is why I attribute, right, that the way that I look at food to heredity, right? Because I love to eat as
mhm,
well as everything else that comes in. A lot of behaviors are passed down from generation to generation, just like the old term where someone says he got it honest, he acts just like his daddy. Same, just those behaviors can be passed down. The same thing, same habits can be passed down as well. Drinking, you know uh narcotics and things like that, that stuff can be passed down to you, and you gotta have the wherewithal to be able to spot it and say, just because it was passed down to me, just because you have a craving for certain things at certain times, and you don't even understand why, right? But you got to fight against that. So, yeah, I could easily be. I can take some food down, Melissa. I'm just gonna be.
you could take some food, but it looks like you can work it out. You can
I
work it
can
off
I
when
can
when
take
needs
some
to be.
food. What? I can take the food down. I'm trying to tell you.
Jeez.
So, but I I had to just find a balance, man, and say I don't want that for myself because I know the end result of it. Just because it's hereditary doesn't mean it's good for you,
Right.
right? So
And
and you can,
knowing that it's hereditary gives you a sense of control, because you know that you can't just continue like that, or else you'll blow up out of this world.
and you can
Tina,
change those conditions by you doing something different, right? So I can pass something else down to my children by me doing something different, right? You
mm-hmm,
know, we don't have to carry on traditions that hurt us,
mm-hmm.
right? We don't have to carry on tradition, you know, because you hear people say, I'm gonna keep my grandma ate like this. She lived, she was 70, 89 years old. She lived, she was 95. My grandma
Mm-hmm.
ate like this. I'm gonna keep eating like this. Like, bro,
Mm.
come on. Yes, it did work for grandma, but she was extremely sickly though. She wasn't spry running around here doing
Wow.
cartwheels through the living room at the family reunion. No, she wasn't. She's sick, so um
You're an overcomer, says Tina.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, thank you, Tina. Thank
at night says, you are very good. You know how famous you are. Now you are
you. That was
you are
Bernard
on your
sending a shout out
grind
to
sit.
Gail.
All right. Um.
Yeah, she's
All
talking
right.
about when someone offer you some food, like, yo, have some.
Oh,
Don't do that
right.
to me. Don't
Because
do that to me.
you will eat the whole thing.
Yeah, have some. Yes, she will give me some. I'm gonna
Excuse me. All right. Don't offer me nothing. Noted. I will eat all the bread. I'm not a big fan of bread, which is good because you're right. What about rice? You talked about bread a lot. Does rice make you put on weight too?
Yes, rice is a carbohydrate. Yes.
Yeah, that's what because I'm
Yeah,
of Caribbean.
brown rice, all of it, it's carbs, right? So
We eat a lot of
simple
rice. We eat
carb,
rice and
complex carb.
peas. Rice and peas with every meal. And for years, I started to put on weight once I started to eat too much Caribbean food. I have to cut it back. I
Oh
have to
yeah,
cut
yeah.
back
They eat a lot
Caribbean
of
food.
rice. They eat a lot of rice.
Yeah, so
Rice and
we eat rice
peas.
with
Yeah.
everything.
Yes. Well, you will swell up
um,
in a minute.
I'm
I
with
am.
you when I came to eating. When I come to eating, Bernard looks like he's real slim too.
Yeah, man.
uh, I'm a bread man.
Bread
I'm a
man.
bread man. Says trash can
Rice
waste.
food.
Rice fills you up. It's true. Good energy. Good energy. Guess that's rice. I eat a lot of rice, right? Kareem,
Shout out to
West
Kareem.
Indian. Hmm.
Yeah.
Pasta, namely Olive Garden, is my weakness. This Gail. I haven't gone there this year, but
Yeah,
we're only
pasta.
we're only 2 weeks in this year so far. So,
Mm,
Gail at night. Let's
killing me,
see.
man.
I have cauliflower rice. So these are some things that I would try is cauliflower rice, cauliflower pasta, not pasta, like cauliflower base for pizza kind of thing. You got to make it work. What is your favorite food now that you are on this health kick? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah. Like I said, mixed vegetables. Pretty much everything's a salad, right?
Mm,
But um, I like to grill meat, smoked meat. So I may have some chicken. That's pretty much what I eat mostly when I'm on my health kick. Is chicken. It's gonna
right.
be thighs, legs, boneless, skinless chicken breast, things like that. Um, I may have some fish every now and then, but my favorite is chicken. That's it.
Hmm. All right. So let's talk
Yeah.
about
Mhm,
calories in versus calories out.
mhm.
What do you want to say about calories in versus calories out?
Right. Calories in versus calories out. Everybody has a metabolic calendar, right? So calculator, right? So calories in are what you intake and what you eat within that 24-hour window. Calories out is how much you exert yourself within them 24 hours, right?
Mm.
So let's just say you don't work out. You
Mhm.
sit at a desk all day.
Mhm.
You're not physically active at all. So your calories out is going to be extremely low.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're taking a bunch of calories in, what you think is going to happen over
It's
6
just
months
gonna.
or a year?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to gain weight. You're going to
Yeah.
get fat because you're taking in more calories than you're pushing out. Then you're exerting yourself and getting the calories out. So
Mm-hmm.
here's what bodybuilders do, right? You kind of have it's called a metabolic calculator. Okay, your metabolic calculator is how often do I work out, right? Am I going to work out 5 days a week? Okay, I'm gonna work out 5 days a week. I'm lifting weights and I'm running or whatever the case may be. You can say, okay, well, if you do that, you're gonna burn about, let's say, 2,000 calories a day. You're gonna burn that simply because you lifting weights, you're working out, and you gotta take in accountability, take in account, I'm sorry, the calories that you're gonna burn while you're resting. Because if you do resistance training, you burn calories while you're resting. Okay, which is why lifting weights is very beneficial to losing weight, right?
Mm.
So let's just say 2,000 calories a day, right? But what are you gonna eat? I'm going to eat 2,500 calories a day. So you're in a surplus of 500 calories. You burnt 2,000, you're in a surplus of 500. So you're going to gain weight. But
Mm.
if you're going to burn 2,000 calories a day and then you take in 1,500, 1,800, you're going to lose weight, regardless of what you eat. As long as your calories out, as long as what you burn, right, is it's pretty much less than what you eat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you, you,
Yeah.
you're going you're going to lose weight automatically, and that's how calories in versus calories out works. And every bodybuilder, anybody that's teaching you anything pertaining to weight loss, if they're not telling you this, then 9 times out of 10 they're not giving you the real information. It's calories in versus calories out, and they have calculators. You can go on your
Mm-hmm.
your app. They're called metabolic calculators. You can calculate
Mm-hmm.
that, put your age in, your weight, your height, how many times you plan on working out a week, how many meals you plan on eating a day, right? How much water you plan on intaking a day, and it'll calculate for you. If you let's say you want to do 3 meals a day, it'll tell you how many carbs, fat, protein you need to maintain, lose, or gain weight. Yes, it's pretty easy.
That's pretty interesting. Big shout out to Major Change Group.
It's
When
great.
you think about it too, it's a case of simple math. If you're taking more calories in than you are expelling out, then of
Mhm.
course the calories are going to keep on building up and building up and building up, which will turn to sugar and fat and all of that kind of stuff. So um, you have to be doing more than what you're intaking on calories. You got to be doing more. You got to just
Yeah.
work out, walk. There's a lot of things you could do for free.
Mhm.
And then if you want to go the extra step, get into a gym, or there's so many free resources. I mean, even YouTube. And there's one thing I wanted to mention about us YouTubers as well. Since a lot of us are spending a lot more time in front of the computer,
Mhm.
we have to be careful. What can you say about that?
That was part of the reason that in September when I started my YouTube channel, I said, man, I got to lose weight because um, really I knew I was a little overweight and I was doing too much, and I said before I even get on camera, I got to lose at least 20 pounds. That's what
Oh,
I said. I got to lose
wow.
20. So I lost 30 before I actually started getting on camera. So I said, I got to cut down because the camera already gonna put 10 pounds on you, people. Like, that doesn't apply to Hollywood. That applies to any camera you're looking at right. It can be a webcam, anything. I look 10 pounds heavier right now, right? So I was talking to my cousin. He said, "Yeah, man, you look, I told him about. I said, "Yeah, I got a YouTube channel." He's like, "Okay, yeah, you looking a little thick on there." I said, "Man, I lost 30 pounds. I look thick. I look."
Oh man.
XL. I said that kind of still too big. They kind of loose on me right now. So I said, he's like, yeah. I said, so I need to lose a little more. Let me lose a little 20, 30 more. Right. So it's you do spend a lot of time. But here's the thing: if you're not overexerting yourself, you're not working out a lot. you'd be surprised. You don't need a lot of food. We're just
That's
conditioned to
true.
eat.
That's true.
The pyramid scale for America is 3 meals a day. You don't need 3 meals a day. You
Right.
don't. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. You really don't need that much
Hmm.
food every
Hmm.
single day. You don't
Hmm.
to
I
survive.
agree. I agree.
If you're gonna eat to live. Now, if you're just gonna eat to eat, then yeah, enjoy yourself. Right?
Knock yourself
Have some
out.
cakes, pie. Yeah, because like I said, half the year I do the same thing.
Hmm.
So you
Shout
don't
out.
need. Go ahead.
Shout out to black girls getting their shift together. Hello, hello, hello. Good to have you.
Black
Good
girls
to have
getting
you with us.
it. I
That's
like
a really
that.
cool. That's a really cool name, right? I still
I
need
like
to
that
get
thing.
around
I
and
like
to
that.
watch the channel some more. But yeah, I would definitely encourage us as YouTubers that we, because I know I'm guilty of this. Is just getting trapped in front of the computer, just getting trapped from channel to channel to channel, and I, I'm gonna give a confession. How many people we have in here? 16. Um, my one of my things that I wanted to do for this year, which I was doing last year, was it last year or the year before? I was going out each week and getting myself some fresh air and just being out in and enjoying myself at least one day a week. All right.
Mhm.
Well, guess what happened? This is the real reason why I wasn't up to my normal peppy self. I actually
Yeah.
got the I actually got the C word. I actually got
Okay.
the C. And
Okay.
that's because I was out in an environment where
Yeah.
there's probably a lot
Having
of
a good
people
time.
and having a good time, mingling and so forth. And
Yep.
but listen, we gotta do it safely if we're gonna go out there. We gotta do it safely.
Yeah.
And everything's good though. I'm all right. I tested
Good. I'm glad
P,
to hear that.
and but I'm all right. I'm all right. And but we got to be out in the fresh air, away from other people. We got to do it safely. Get
Hmm.
fresh air, exercise, and the great thing is, if you are already healthy, then the symptoms are minimal of that
Yeah.
bad thing there. All right.
Hmm.
So just pray for me still. Just pray for me still.
Yeah.
But I wanted to let you know that we can be under weather. Let's say I was 300 pounds. Let's say I had underlying sinus issues or underlying problems. It could be a lot worse. So that's another reason why we have to remain healthy, not just because we want to lose weight and look cute, but for our own longevity.
Yeah. That happened to my sister actually. Like I said, obesity runs in my family. My sister,
Mm.
the C word took her last year. She passed away from it. Yes, my
Oh
oldest sister.
no. Wow. I'm so sorry.
And it always affects people who are not pretty much in shape and who are obese and who have excessive fat and who have underlying issues. And
Hmm.
yes, it took my oldest sister. She was like a mother to me. Yes.
Hmm.
So rest
Hmm.
in peace to her, Becky.
Wow. Rest in peace.
So, yeah.
So yeah, let's be mindful of our health for lots of different reasons, just to stay healthy.
Hmm.
Um,
Absolutely. I
that's
agree.
that's good. Just continue to be healthy. All right.
Thank you.
Zan the man is in the building. Zan the man, I love the tech, health, and tax. Please stay safe out there. I haven't done anything to do with tax. I need to actually have somebody to talk about tax on this channel as well. Yeah, haven't had that yet, but definitely want to cover all aspects of health and finances and so forth. I'm so glad I'm healthy. All numbers are good. Uh, I just fat, says Malika. Sorry to hear that, Geddy. Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Hello,
thanks,
great job
thanks,
on
Ruth. Shout
Uncle
out to
Stu
you. I
there.
saw her on Uncle Stu tonight. Well, she was the guest of honor on Uncle
I
Stu
didn't get to
channel, right?
see
Am
that.
I right about that? Major
I
change,
believe
please.
so. I
Hmm.
believe
Oh,
so.
look at
I
it.
didn't I didn't see it because I was getting prepped, but
Yeah,
I believe that she was the special guest, and I
yes,
believe
she
that
was.
also he's just got monetized, so he was
Yeah.
celebrating,
Hmm.
right? All right,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
we're winding down in a little bit now. We're winding down. Yeah, that was right, tech. But you gave me right. You gave me a good idea there, Zan, because we want to include taxes as well.
Mm.
All right, all right. So let us go to um, you mentioned this earlier before, rewarding yourself.
Hmm.
You want to expand on that a little bit more?
Yes, reward yourself, man. Listen, because dieting and working out, you got to sacrifice so much, right? Um, and a lot of people have this thing where we just have to be steadfast on that. You understand what I'm saying? If you lose 10 pounds, man, reward yourself. Have some cake.
Hmm.
Have a weekend and enjoy yourself. I promise you. I promise you, because I do it all the time. If I lose 10 pounds, like let's just say if I'm 215 pounds, right, on Friday, and I enjoy myself from Friday or Saturday to Sunday, and I have my fun Monday morning or Tuesday morning, but if I jump on the scale, I haven't gained any weight because it takes time to gain weight.
Hmm.
Your body is going to get rid of all that stuff. The weight gain comes if when you don't cut that off, you don't cut the reward off, and you continue to reward yourself for the next 4 weeks. Then you're like, I done gained 10 pounds. Of course you did. You didn't cut it
Mm-hmm.
off. You rewarded yourself, but you didn't turn the reward off. At some point, you got to get back to the grind. Enjoy yourself. And don't get too infatuated with food. You have to say, in a lot of cases, man, you got to look at this food like it's your enemy because it can
I
kill
know.
you. Yeah, it can take you out. The very things that you love. I love soul food. I love collard greens with the grease in it, right? I love my pork ribs in it. But this stuff is deadly and it can kill you if you don't control it. But you can reward yourself. You can have your cake. You can have but you got to set a milestone for yourself. Say, hey, I'm going to stay on this. I'm going to lose 10 pounds. I'm going to lose 5 pounds. 2 pounds is not enough for a reward, people.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
would say 10 pounds is not even enough because a lot of times 10 pounds is like water weight.
Hmm.
15, 20, you've done something, right? 15, 20 pounds. Yes. Because you're not going to gain that right back if you enjoy yourself over the weekend. Now, I'm not saying if enjoying yourself over the weekend, meaning you go eat a whole pack of pasta or something like that. You know,
Hmm.
you got a mountain of pasta sitting on the plate like this, and you consume all of it. No, just enjoy yourself. Have some fun, eat some cake, have some drink, whatever it is you do, whatever you like, right? But then Sunday night into Monday morning, you get right back to your grind, and especially if you try to get a workout in on that Sunday evening or that Monday morning, the kickstart you right back into because your body ain't gonna do nothing but take all of them sugars and carbs you've been using and use that for energy. So you're gonna feel great the next week in your workouts, right? So you're gonna burn all of that up. So yes, reward yourself. Don't because I would never encourage anybody to feel that when you start a diet you can't deviate a little bit. Yes, you can because we're human. We deviate all the
Hmm.
time from our decisions, right? Think about
Hmm.
every January, everybody got New Year's resolutions.
Hmm.
Scientific, I mean, pretty much reported 3 weeks,
Hmm.
90% of them are broken, something like that.
Hmm. Yeah,
So New Year's resolutions have been proven to not even work, right? So you can't make a resolution. You got to make a lifestyle change. You got to
that's
change
right.
the way you live. You got to change the way you look at food. You got to change the way you look at the world, your life, right? So at times, hey, this is my friend, this steak and cheese. I love you. But at
Mm.
times, you're bad for me. I gotta get you out of my life. Maybe in 6 months I'll come back around. I love you again. And maybe we can reconcile and we can rekindle the flame for a weekend. But for
Right,
now,
right,
you gotta go about it. But after that weekend, you going about your business. You toxic, right?
right, right, right.
You gotta look at it. So,
I hear you say. I hear what you're saying. And Zan the man says it true. Food is an addiction. That sugar and salt is a beast. You know, there's a show that comes on one of them Lifetime channels, I think. It's called my £600
I have 600 pound life.
life. Yeah, and before I started to watch that, I used to think, oh man, these people they can they can stop if they want. But what you realize is it's a real addiction. It's they know it's bad for them, and they still cannot stop eating. And I had to
Mhm.
really look at it a little bit different and not be so hard on them. Once I realized, listen, man, even I'm not the ideal weight that I want to be at. I mean, I'm nowhere
Yeah,
near that, of course. But sometimes I just like to watch it, to say
yeah.
to. But I realized that it's a real addiction, and people can really suffer because they just cannot help themselves.
And it's a real reminder, right? Of whatever you dealing with, it ain't that bad.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
hey, I need to lose 20 pounds. This
Right.
person need to lose 400.
400.
You know?
I know. It's like
It's not that.
I
That's why I
tell
say
you.
reward yourself. Hey, whatever your
Do you have
goal
at
is,
least
I
100?
tell anybody at least 20 pounds. Try to lose at least 20 pounds before you reward yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you even if you go crazy, you'll gain 2 pounds by
Yes.
Sunday. 2 pounds by Sunday, Monday morning, you'll be 2 pounds heavier. If you cut all of that stuff out, you'll lose 4 by
Hmm.
Wednesday, right? If you work out and keep back on top of your game. So it'd be like you didn't do it at all, right? But
Oh, I got to give a big shout out to Bernard.
shout out to
To
Bernard
big
S.
shout out to Bernard S for the very generous cash app. Thank you so much
Hey,
for that. And he also said that he lost 25 pounds as well. So big congratulations to Bernard S.
congrats, brother. Congrats.
Crazy.
Y'all gonna make me
102.
start a workout channel.
Huh?
That's
What'd you
how
say?
that's where I start a workout channel for y'all. You guys.
You should definitely do some exercises. We can join in 3 days, 80% of New Year resolutions were broken.
Yes.
3
Yeah.
days.
Yeah. I
Jeez,
said three
man,
weeks.
that's
3 days. Yeah.
I would have said maybe 2 to 4 weeks, but not 3 days. Ooh, that's wow. Check back in tomorrow. Also, check my last video. We'll get a chance. It's less than 3 minutes long. All right. Congratulations, Simpsy, on 100 subs. I'm over here at 84. Says needs watches. Needs watches gonna.
Congratulations.
You wait, because I can just see needs watches taking off with the kind of content that you have. I just think that your stuff is so slick, man. So anyway, congratulations to um, there's also my £1,000 life as well. 1,000. Wow, I haven't seen that one. Uh, I get obsessed on watching some of these series.
1,000 pound life.
That must be
Jesus.
the upgrade to the other one. I couldn't believe, yeah, I couldn't believe it myself either. That's I think obesity is such a big thing in America, says Zan the man.
Yeah,
We
my sister
need
suffered from it a
therapy,
lot. And my sister
compassion.
was obese since she was a kid. Yeah, she suffered from
Wow.
it a lot, and she couldn't stop eating the way that she was eating. You know,
Yeah,
very
we need
sad.
therapy, compassion, coaching, and community. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's very true, says Zan the man. You should
Hey,
start a
Major
workout channel.
Change Group. If I start a workout channel, would you come? Would you join up? Would you? Because she said I should start a workout channel.
Do what does he say? Do that channel, GRS, says Bernard.
Yeah, okay, okay, I might do it.
Congratulations, sincere. Uh, my issue is that if I can't stick to a schedule when it comes to working out. I've just got to go whenever I feel like going. So I'll do it at least 3 or 4 times a week. It's just that I don't always want to go at the same exact time. I don't want to do exactly the same thing. I know I can achieve my goals with that though.
Absolutely.
But that's also very dangerous when you know that you can do it. right? When you know you can do it, then that's also dangerous because you'll say, "Oh, I'll do that in a week's
Especially
time,"
when you've done it, right? When
right?
you've
Like
done it,
several
you lost
times.
the weight, and you're like,
Yeah.
I think I got to my ideal weight. I do. I used to do that every year. You'll be surprised, man. I wish I had chronicled my workout journey for the past decade. I would lose
Mm.
weight, drop all the way down to 190
Mm-hmm.
pounds, and then I go right back up to 230 pounds, and then do it again, and then back and forth. But
Oh, 21 days of the year.
21 days, yes. He said he was agreeing
Hmm.
with yours.
It's called the
I never heard of the
One
110
Ton
life.
Life. Oh, the 1 Ton Life. That must be a new one because I used to watch the 600 pound. Um, so she stole my thunder. My New Year's resolution: breathe at least every 2 minutes. Guaranteed winner every year.
That's funny.
All
That's funny.
right, so let's see. Um, what is the 80/20 rule?
The 80/20 rule is pretty much what I was just illustrating, right? What I was just explaining, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in any diet, right? In any lifestyle, right? Whatever you
Mm-hmm.
do 80% of the time, you're gonna find success in that, right? So if I spend, let's just say, I don't spend 100% of my time on YouTube, but I spend 80% of the time on YouTube, right? I'm posting videos up 80% of the time. The rest of the time,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing anything with YouTube. Somebody's gonna find you. Same
Mm.
thing with diet and working out. If you working out and dieting 80% of your life, right, and the other 20 is spent lounging around and pretty much like I just said, rewarding yourself, right? So I don't know what the percentage is of 5 days, 7 days in a week. I don't know what the percentage is of those 2 days. Let's say, but you grind and you work hard and you diet for 5 days. Those 2 days on that weekend, you do whatever you want, you eat whatever you want, but then you get right back to it on Monday. That's
Mm.
your 80, that's your 20%. You do,
Mm-hmm.
but that 80%, that 20, you can never ever, right, out eat the 80%. You can't do it
Mm-hmm.
unless you're eating 24/7, 24 hours a day, all day, every day, right? And with no rest. So the
Mm-hmm.
80% is during the week. The 80, you work out, you diet, you eat your lean meats, your lean vegetables, you're eating your salad, you're doing everything you can. But then on that, on Friday, maybe Saturday night, hey, me and Melissa Jane, we're going out, we're going to the restaurant. I'm gonna have me a Mai Tai. I'm gonna have me a drink. I'm gonna have me a drink or two.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna eat some French fries. I'm gonna eat some fried pickles or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I did my 80%.
Right.
So you don't have to be conscious of, should I eat this? Yeah, you're like, yeah, I can, because I did great this
Mm-hmm.
week. I didn't I
Mm-hmm.
didn't
Mm-hmm.
slip, I didn't do anything wrong. Everything's great. So I can enjoy this 1 day or 2 days. I'll be
Mm-hmm.
fine. But as long as you get right back to the 80 on Monday, that's the thing. Right. So
That's
if you do
right.
that, you can defeat this. It may take a little while for you to lose the weight where you want to go versus 7 days a week. But that's the 80/20 rule, right? They apply that stuff in everything, relationships and everything, right? So they tell people, hey, would you take the 80 or would you take the 20? And you did, I'll take both.
Yeah, you can't do well. It's going to be hard to do
Or
one
even
without the other.
they got the 80/20 rule like relationships. Hey, would you take the 80% of good and then versus 20% of bullshit? A lot of people, nope, I need 100.
Right, right. Oh man, I think that's a bit different. The 80/20 rule is the Pareto principle, which
Pareto
states
principle.
that for many outcomes, roughly 80% of consequences come from 20% of causes.
Causes. I like that.
Mm.
I like that. Okay.
So, all right, we're about to wrap this up in a little bit. You can apply the Pareto principle to all areas of life. Zanderman is so smart. Zanderman is so
Shout out to
smart.
Xander, man. Good brother.
Have you connected with him yet?
I
As far as
haven't,
in
man.
these
I would love
YouTube
to have him
YouTube
over on the
streets.
channel because I like to Major Change
His
Group too, because she talks about finances. I love talking about finances and money and credit and the stuff on my
Oh
channel.
yeah, she did a great
Mhm.
a new video. Just I think she dropped it today. I was watching her about the five best credits for cashback, I believe. Definitely,
Credit
definitely,
card.
her information
She did
is
say that.
really good. A
Yeah,
lot
I
of the
would love to have.
people don't
Very
people
true. Yes.
don't.
So 80%. Listen, people. It's simple. 80% you will lose weight. You don't have to work out, right? You cut carbohydrates out of your diet 80% of the week, which means Monday through Friday. No bread, no sugar, don't put no sugar in your coffee,
Hmm.
no creamer, nothing.
Hmm.
Whatever it is that you indulge in, it's got any type of carbohydrates or simple sugars in it, anything. Cut all of that stuff out 5 days a week fully. And then do whatever you want. Hey, wake up Saturday morning and dump a pound of sugar in your coffee. It don't matter. Have all the creamer you want. You will see results on that, and it's just that simple. But we have been just so conditioned here in this country. We love to eat, and I'm conditioned to do it too. So I suffer from the same things that a lot of you suffer from. I love to eat, and I don't like the fact when I'm not eating. I don't like it at all. Right?
Mm,
I want to eat
mm,
right now. To
mm.
be honest with you. So
All this talk about food, I'm sure I
yeah,
do too,
yeah.
but
So I suffer from that, but you got to have that willpower and you got to find that wherewithal to be willing to see the result through. And then once you
mm,
see it through, you'll be happy that you made the decision. But will it make it any easier? No, because
mhm,
sometimes you see results and you like, man, I can chill for a little bit. Sure, I can
mm.
chill for a week or two. I can lost 30 pounds. I'm good. I'll be okay.
Then it's then you start to fall off. But
It's easy
I
to
know I know
fall.
what
Yeah.
I do. I usually have a picture of a picture of me in my at my ideal weight, in my ideal dress or whatever. So I usually have that as motivation, or even other people, picture of some other people who look just beautiful the way how I want to look. I usually use that as motivation. How
Mm.
do you stay motivated? Do you have any particular ways that you stay motivated?
Well, the way that I stayed motivated before they took the gyms away, um, is I like being around people that's better than me in any aspect in life. I don't care what it is. I want to be around people that's smarter than me, that's better than me, that's more successful than me. I want to be around people that figured out life in areas that I haven't figured it out. That way I can siphon their energy and that information and I can apply it to myself, right? So me being in a gym full of people who are in shape is motivation for me. I don't get discouraged from that, right?
Mm, mhm,
So if you put me in a gym, I give you 6 months, I'll be looking just like them guys, right?
mhm,
But that's the motivation that I get from being around people that's better than me because I'm
mhm,
not afraid to walk up to a person and say, "Hey, man, how do you do this? What's your
mm,
diet? What do you eat every day?"
mhm,
When I see a person in shape, I don't. There's no envy. There's
mm,
motivation. I'm like, "Hey, how you eat? What's your diet? How many calories you taking in a day? How often did you do cardio during the week? You know
mhm,
what? Like, what are you? How did you get this right here? Right. So, for me, that's the motivation right there. I like because I cannot succeed. And here's the thing that messed me up, Melissa Jane. I used to work out 7 days a week, never missed a day
mhm,
until the pandemic. Gyms got
mm,
shut down. Everything got shut down. I got a spare room in my house right now that I got a workout room, and I can't go in there and work out the way that I want to because I don't like being working out at home. I
mm.
like being in the gym. I want to be where the motivation is.
Right.
So in the house, I'm not motivated. I even though I do go in there reluctantly, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't go crazy, right?
Yeah.
I don't go bananas in there because it's like I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna do a little something. Then I'm gonna get on about burn some calories. I'm
I know what you mean. I know
gonna
it's
get a little
different.
pump going. Then I'm gonna go sit on the couch, right? So
I know what you mean. I
my
know.
couch is right around the corner. Right? So it's like, but in the you put me in a gym. That's one thing that I learned about myself during the
Uh-huh.
pandemic. That I can't succeed to the point that I want to without that environment. I
Mm-hmm.
have to have. I
Mm-hmm.
gotta have. I gotta have my gym buddies, my guys that I
Mm-hmm.
talk to every day. We,
Mm-hmm.
it may be a group of 7 of us. We may be in.
Mm-hmm.
I need that camaraderie, right? I can't
Mm-hmm.
go in there by myself and just I'm gonna add another plate. No, I'm not gonna add another plate. I'm gonna take a plate off, and then I'm gonna do something real light. I'm go over here and I'm gonna watch the news. Or now I got an excuse now not to do it.
So you got it
I'm
on
going up
YouTube.
here in my studio. I'm going to get on YouTube.
Right. Right. I
I'm
understand,
gonna
man.
get
I
in the meeting
understand.
street. What I'm working out for? I'm gonna get in the streets. Forget it.
Mm.
You know. So
Yeah.
I would say, man, try to find some motivation the best way you can, but be honest about the fact of what you need, right? And then maybe you can compensate and figure out a way to find a balance. Because I have found a balance. I just don't go as hard as I could go if I was in the gym. Trust me, man. If I was in the gym in September to now, it'd be 40 pounds, 50 pounds lighter,
Mm.
easy. You know,
Mm-hmm. That's a question for
easy.
you.
Yeah.
From Zan the Man. Here's a question. Question for Getty Radio. Where does age, hereditary, metabolism, gender, nationality, stress, kids, career, etc. come into place? So we talked about a lot of these stuff already. As we wind down, you can actually use this as your summary,
Yeah.
as you're summing up.
Where the age, hereditary, metabolism, gender, nationality, stress. Well, I'll start with nationality. Nationality has nothing to do with your physicality. Now, nationality may have an impact on the way you look when you're muscular, right? Like in the bodybuilding world, let's just be honest. Nobody looks better than black dudes. Okay, which is why um bodybuilders put tan on. If you look at a bodybuilder on stage, he's dark skinned because muscle shows better on darker flesh. Okay, so nationality, if you're worried about the way you look, then yeah, if you're not black like myself, then you're gonna have to get some tanner. That'll help you out, right?
Right.
But other than that, that has nothing to do with anything. Let me see. Hereditary. It depends on what hereditary conditions you have. Is it autoimmune? Is it something that you can't exert yourself? Is it is it muscular dystrophy? Something like that? Is it a spinal condition? Things like that. It just depends on hereditary. But if it's like heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, yeah. If you got all that hereditarily, get your ass in the gym. Matter of fact, if you can't get in the gym, run down the damn street, stop eating, and combat and reverse the conditions of those diseases because you can reverse that stuff, even though it's hereditary. All it takes is exercise and diet, right? Metabolism. The older we get, we know our metabolism slows down, which is why you got to start consuming foods that don't affect your metabolism like that. So if you're eating breads and carbs and starches and your metabolism is slow, what you think them breads, carbs, and starches and simple sugars going to do to you when you consume them? Your metabolism is low. You're not burning anything. I got a son. My son's 21 years old, right? I envy the way he looks. He's a damn specimen. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And he can eat whatever he wants, right? So I remember I was that age because his metabolism is steadily running. Everything he eats, his body's consuming it. He's in constant fat burn mode because of his age, and that's the advantage that the youth have. So what do we have to do as we get older, right? We can't sit around and burn calories. We got to run. We got to get active. We got to lift weights. We got to throw things around. We got to. So the way you beat the hereditary is by you got to get active. The older you get, like I tell my son, I say, listen, at some point, your metabolism is going to slow. So stay active. You love to play basketball. You're very physically active. Don't ever let that go, ever. And you will maintain your physique for years. But if you ever sit around, you find an old lady.
Hmm.
That's what we call girls, women
Hmm.
in North Carolina. We call them old lady. You find you
Yeah.
an old lady. She want to cook for you. Tell you you ain't got to go work out no more. She like her little teddy bear, and you allow yourself to get lazy. Now you got man boobs, and you done messed yourself up. So stay active. So that's how you be here at metabolism. Gender. That's hard. That's hard. Gender. I don't. Now, as far as strength and things like that, yes, we're superior to the female gender, but they can build muscle just like us. They can get in shape just like us. They can get physically. I know some girls in the gym that was beast in the
Mhm.
gym, and I'm like, this woman's still here. I'm leaving. I'm like, this woman over here doing metrics. I've been here 3 hours, and she was here when I got here, and now I'm leaving, and she's over here doing plyometrics. This woman's a beast. I had to walk up to her and say, "Look, you a beast. What do you do? I mean, you need to be on stage. Are you on stage? Do you do shows?" She's like, "No,
Right.
I'm still working out."
Content.
Like, she here three
This
hours.
is she's saying this is a light day for me.
Yeah, like, you doing plyo right now, and she looked magnificent, right?
Oh.
Strong woman, right?
Hmm.
So gender has nothing to do with you being in shape and building muscle. Now, we're not going to get into the gender war talk where a woman feels like she's strong as a man. No, that we're talking about health here. You're a
Hmm.
woman, you can be in shape. I've seen it, right? Some of
Hmm.
the most disciplined. I've seen females lifting weights and get mad because they can't lift some shit. Like she like, and that thing stop and she throw it down and she walk away like, I'm like, this, 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 this woman about her business, right?
Oh,
Mad. So because she couldn't, because I guess she set a goal for herself. So
right.
gender, that doesn't come into place unless you're going to play a victim and say you're a damsel in distress, right? That's like I said, stress, man. Working out is the ultimate stress reliever.
Yeah.
You want to relieve some stress. You married, you got children, things like that. I'm gonna throw stress and kids in there because when I discovered working out and when I was really in my prime of working out, I was married. Um, I'm divorced now, but I was married with kids.
Hmm. Hmm.
One of the greatest stress relievers at that time was for me going to the gym
Mm.
and working and finding camaraderie with people and having
Hmm.
conversations and come home and I feel great. So if you want a great stress reliever, working out is it. Depending on the situation you got. Now, if you got an old lady that don't want you going to the gym because she's worrying about you being around women that's in shape, then that's a whole nother issue.
Mm.
But
That's a
outside of
different
that,
topic.
that's a right. But
Yeah.
if your woman can respect the fact that you like being in the gym and it's a stress reliever from you, and you can express that to her, and you can explain to her that it makes you feel better, and you get, you feel like a new man when you get out of
Hmm.
there, then of course, yeah, great stress relief, great stress, and it works best with the kids because guess what? You can incorporate that with your children. Children love what their parents love. You can
Hmm.
introduce your children to working out, and eventually maybe your old lady will start working out with you. You may not want her to
Yeah.
go to the gym with you, but guess what? You married her, brother. So
And then the last one he actually put in was career. How would that come in? I mean, just maybe finding time to do it amongst your career.
depending on the kind of career you got,
Mm.
you're an entrepreneur, right?
I
I'm
would
an
say I would
entrepreneur.
say
Um,
don't
yeah,
whatever career you have, you don't want to let whatever you're doing stop you from being in the best shape, being
yeah.
whatever it is, because we can't easily just get stuck in front of our computers. And I think that's a big that's a big no, that's a big hindrance for a lot of people. And especially over the last couple of years where most people have been at home, they haven't been able to get into the gym. But
Hmm.
um, we've got to fit it in. We've just got to fit in health
Yeah, I mean, however you
into our
can,
life.
right? Like just depends on what you're doing. And if you can't squeeze it in as far as workouts, then you got to do something about the diet. Just because you're not working out, that don't mean you should eat fried chicken every damn day.
That's
That don't mean you
right.
should be eating sweet tea from McDonald's every damn day, right?
Hmm.
Drink some water. Take your vitamins. Go get you some supplements, bro. Get you some vitamin A, some vitamin because if you're eating like crap, you're gonna need some supplements, right? Get you some vitamin A, some vitamin C, some vitamin B3, some potassium, some magnesium. Get you some honey goat weed because if you're not working out, then at some point your members not your apparatus is gonna stop working. So get you some ginseng. Get you some get you things that's gonna help you outside of the fact that you're not working out. But one thing that will help you in those situations, even more than anything, is working out. Cardio, the best thing in the world. The youth are the youth because they can run for a long time. So if you can run for a long time, then guess what, gentlemen? It don't matter what age you are, right? So if you're not gonna do that, then you got to get those micronutrients that you need. And some of the most important is your vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin B, all vitamin B complex, right? For energy. Um, you're gonna need potassium. You're gonna need magnesium. You're gonna need what's the other one? That like your niacin and your zinc, especially now. People need zinc because of
Hmm.
what's going on in society today, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
they got a zinc combination with I think it's zinc and D3. You're gonna need vitamin D, right? And I would tell anybody at least 5,000 units of vitamin D if you're going to buy it and ingest it on your own. But if you're not going to get it from the vegetable source, if you're not eating right, at least supplement those things and get those things into your system because a lot of those things fight cancer cells and things like that. So yeah, you want to you just want to be health conscious, man, especially the older.
Right,
And we got to
right.
get off of this, dying just to die.
Hmm.
You do realize that in some religions in the world, right? If you eat yourself to death, they consider that suicide. So you killed yourself chronically.
Wow.
So if you knew better and you didn't stop and do any better, right? Ultimately, you killed yourself, right?
Right.
So
Before the business says, drink water. Your health is your wealth. Xander man, you are so right. We all blame work, not uh working out. Yeah. Eat broccoli and spinach as before the billions. Get maca root powder to help your member.
yes,
LOL.
macaroon. Hey,
Okay.
I can get into that, but I'm
I
44. I take a lot of
I drink a half a gallon of spring water every day. No other drinks. So Bernard is gotten into shape as well with the
that.
last.
Right on it.
He said he lost 30 pounds, I believe. Or was 25 or something like that. Um,
Shout out
great
to
information,
Sincere.
says Sincere. There was one comment from Gail. Gail said, the old folk used to always say, keep on, it's gonna catch up with
It's gonna
you.
catch up with you.
Yeah, meaning you won't be able to eat like you used to, and weight is going to start settling in places you don't want to. Yeah, you gotta
That's the metabolism slowing down. Yes,
slowing down,
rapidly moving.
right?
Yeah.
Excellent answers. You are the man, says Dan the man.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
So we've talked about a lot of stuff today. Getty Radio has given us a lot of information about health. Health is your wealth. And I'm going to let you just sum up everything we've spoken about. Um, if somebody just joined the last 5 minutes, what would you say as a summary to, you know, health and health as being your wealth? Take it away, Getty Radio.
I would say this. Listen, I would say this content and this show may be for the people who are of a certain age. Food can be your enemy, and food can be your friend, right? So it depends on how you look at it, but you can also time the way you eat food. So, in a nutshell, what we've been talking about is the struggles of diet. I struggle with diet, right? I love to eat. I'm just like you. I'm no different than you are. I love to. If I drive by the Krispy Kreme and I see that light on, absolutely, I think about hitting the brakes and turning left and sliding up in that parking lot and getting me a dozen, right? And and fresh and hot. But if I make that decision, what is that going to do for me? Right? You get instant gratification. You get the
Mhm.
memory of it, but then your body suffers chronically. So we got to start looking at how our bodies are benefiting from the decisions that we make as far as food is concerned. And I would tell anyone, here's why I wanted to go diet with Melissa Jane. I wanted to get a lot of people to start settling down on the carbohydrates. If we can settle down on the carbohydrates, right, we will lose weight as a community easy. Okay, start with the carbs. Carbs are your friend. They are, but you don't need that many of them. Half a cup of oatmeal a day, 34 grams of carbohydrates. That's pretty much all you need if you ain't in the gym for hours after work. If you're not physically working all day long, you in the office, you don't need a lot of that stuff, right? So my goal here is to tell people that I'm just like you, but if I can find success, you can too, right? Since September, I lost 30 pounds. I could have lost a lot more, but I reward myself at times. I do, right? The holidays was right around the corner. Thanksgiving, I rewarded myself. New Year's, Christmas, I rewarded myself. Now I could be 40 pounds lighter, but I rewarded myself. But I'm still holding steady at 30, even though I've been rewarding myself. I'm still 30 pounds lighter than I was when I in September. And I've been rewarding myself, right? So I would tell anybody, man, just start to look at food a little more differently. And I'm not the guru. I don't eat the healthiest, but I figured it out to where it's optimal for me. So when I get my blood work done every year, I'm looking pretty good. My glucose levels are fine. My cholesterol levels are fine. My liver, I'm talking about my liver because I consume alcohol. My liver's fine. Everything's fine, right? So my doctor's not like, we in a panic. You need to do this. Even though I got a lot of these hereditary diseases that run in my family, I don't suffer from any of them because I made a decision to not go down that road. So I would tell anybody, man, hey, enjoy life. God didn't create these things for us not to enjoy it, but He also implemented punishments for when you have too much fun. Period.
Wow. Very, very interesting. Very good uh, comments. You could tell that you've done your research. You could tell that you're living it. Like you say, you're not perfect. Um, Anybody can do what you're doing if they just implement these simple things. And I say simple not because they're really, really simple, but because they're not they're not complicated. It's some of it is just basic math as far as
Mhm.
calories in, calories out. Um, some of it's common sense stuff. Some of it is just not being overindulgent. Some of
Mhm.
it's discipline. So you really incorporated a lot of different things, which when you think about it, because some people always say to me, "Well, how do you do it?" And there's nothing that's you haven't said anything that's out of the ordinary, nothing that's completely unique. You're just
Mhm.
talking about simple things that we all can do.
Right.
So I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Geddy Radio, for being a part of MJ show. Please, guys, go ahead and drop in MJ
I am.
Nation. We don't have a giveaway today, but Just drop in MJ Nation just to show me that you're supporting us here at Melissa Jane Show, and maybe on a future episode we can give away something. But we say a thank you to
I was so
Geddy
flattered
Radio.
that when I got the email from you, I was so flattered, man. I was like, oh, she wants me on her panel. I was like, oh man, like I was just so honored, just for you to have me here, man. And
My pleasure. I
I'm
mean,
very
we just
appreciative. Like, I
we
don't
just took
take
our
this for granted.
time. Yeah, we just took our time today. No rush.
They're like,
Just
oh,
just
Melissa Jane. See, man, this is Jane is like, okay, well, Geddy must bring value because you're not gonna
of
just you done had Major Chains group up here. You done had the Attention Millionaire. You done had a lot of heavy hitters up here. And I'm like, she wants me on her panel. Oh my god, I must be
Listen,
doing
man.
okay out here, man.
You do good, and here's what I like about you, is that you can tell that you do homework. You do homework as far as whenever you're doing your show, you're doing your history. You went back, man. You apply yourself. You know what I mean? It's not like, and here's the other thing too, is that you have experience in a lot of different areas. So I knew that you could come and bring anything. I knew it. I knew that you could come and bring
Oh
anything.
man, thank you so much, man. I was like,
So
she
I thought,
want me to do it. She's like, you want to do business? I said, you know what? I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna do health. I'm gonna do health. That's what I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
do.
perfect
Thank you so
topic.
much, man. I met some new people. Major Change Group. Like I didn't know about the sister. I think I saw her in a lot of lives and things like that before, but I never knew like what she. You did a lot with her.
Yeah, we did a live. It was it last week? Yeah, last week I believe it was. And she spoke about um
Was there any
um
things I missed?
all the things you can do with credit cards, how you can make money with credit cards.
And this is the thing. Like it's here's another struggle of the YouTube streets. Right, you meet so many great people, but it's so hard to be in 5 places at one time. Right, so it's
Right.
like yeah. Well, this is live. Like last night, I missed Trash Can Waves live. Like, bro, I did not even know you was live. I missed it. I'm
Mm.
sorry. And I plan
Oh,
on being
yeah.
there. Same thing with you. When you go
Hmm.
live, I try to be there, right?
Hmm.
I missed her live, and I
Yeah.
think I met. I never met her, but I ran into her a few times in chat rooms and things like that. Yes, Zan the Man. I saw him
Zan the
before.
man just
Yeah.
subscribed to you. So
Mhm.
Zan the man just subscribed to you today.
Thank y'all, man. This was a great
So
conversation, man. And I'm listen. I'm not an expert. I'm just curious. Okay,
mhm.
that's my mantra. I'm not an expert on anything. I'm just curious, and I've ran some trials on myself, and I found some success here, and I found some success there. So, and I've only shared with you the things that I found success in. Right.
Mhm.
So the success comes in just being human. We're humans. Hey, man. At some point, I'm going to want some cake. Why should I rock that? It's here for a reason. The Lord put this here for me, right? So
And some ice cream too. I like
that's
the
some
ice
ice
cream.
cream with the caramel on top, right?
Oh, don't you? That's what I love. I love the caramel. All right, we're not
Yes.
going to talk about any more food tonight. I don't want to fall off the wagon tonight.
Mm,
All
mm,
right,
mm.
so I'm going to just go ahead and play one tune as I say goodbye to everybody. But uh, Getty Radio, I want to thank you so much. I'm not going to have anybody coming up because I'm still like 95%. I'm going to go chill out and relax. I'm not going to do no big,
Yeah.
long
Feel better.
10-hour
Feel
stream.
better.
All right.
Feel
So
better.
thanks, Getty. You were awesome.
Yes, yes. I
All
hope to
right.
see you in my next live. Because
I hope to be up there. I
yes,
need to put more time in now.
yes. Love
Yeah.
to have you. Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you. I'm honored.
My pleasure. All right. I'm gonna drop you down. We'll talk soon. Yeah, bruh?
Yes.
All right. Take care. All right, everybody. We are gonna just go ahead and play out with one tune as I say goodnight to all of you. This will be the last song of the night. Well, the only one and only song really for the night. Gonna go ahead and play this and say goodnight to you guys. You know the song that I always play. Here we go, here we go. Let's turn the audio up here. All right. Again, thanks to Geddy Radio Show for being an awesome guest. Talking about health. Health is your wealth. If you don't have your health, you don't have your wealth. So there's a lot of action items we can take. So just go back through. If you want to lose some weight, there's a lot of things you can do. Not even expensive either. I want to thank She Stole My Thunder, Kareem, Gale at Night, Major Change Group, Friendsgiving, Sincere, Zan the Man, Kareem, Talk with Troy, or Tori, I always say that wrong. Talk with Tori, Sincere, let's see who else. Major Change Group, Zan the Man. Bernard S. Again, thank you to Bernard S. for the generous sponsorship tonight. Before the Billions, Big Bad Bull, Major Change Group, Gale at Night, of course, the moderator of all moderators. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. I know you found value. And I appreciate Needs Watches was here. Needs Watches. Malika, Trash Can Waves. Thomas. No, that's not nobody that I want to welcome here. No. We have some trolls sometimes. Yeah. Adrian Nash was here. Marva Riley. Lascious Journey. Tina Azell. Wealth Engineering. We had quite a few people tune in tonight. I hope you all liked the post as well. I hope you all liked. Yes, indeed. Peter Investor M. I think that's everybody. Jill's Chocolate Boutique. Orel Ferguson. Sir Hale. Definitely, I want to thank every single person for tuning in. Black's Tropical was here earlier. And so was Friendsgiving. Debt Free Dad. We had quite a few people tune in. And I appreciate each and every one of you. So having said all of that, I want to wish you a very good night. I'll be back on Thursday talking with Marlene TV live. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.